and thrive in a fast-paced environment, you'll fit right in. This isn't just a job, it's a career. Do you have what it takes? If so, visit safeboundmoving.com to apply today. safeboundmoving.com.
Don't fumble your finances. Whether you're running a business or running plays, Jay Zolo and Associates keeps your books tight in your stressed life. With nearly 30 years of experience, Jay Zolo is your go-to coach for QuickBooks, offering expert consulting, one-on-one training, and full-service bookkeeping. Jay Zolo and Associates, simplifying your books so you can win on and off the field. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
The season is kicking off. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS is trusted as the MVP, and it has been since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Kick off your game day comfort and don't sweat the small stuff.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for this special presentation of Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 1063. The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 1063.
Oh, it's a cannon shot! Go ahead and give him the goal of the week!
This is the Inter Miami pregame show, live from the ESPN West Palm studios. Here's Mike Rizzo.
It is game day in Fort Lauderdale. We're going to get you ready for Inter Miami and the Seattle Sounders. Welcome on into your Inter Miami pregame show. I am your host, as always, Mike Rizzo. Our Inter Miami Herons trying to get back on track tonight. Inter Miami in their last 3 games, 0-1-2. 2 losses and 1 draw. The 2 losses being the most recent. Inter Miami unable to be victorious in Charlotte. They lost 3-0 in that game. It was actually on the call for that game this past weekend. The great Ken Levico was on assignment, but don't worry, don't fret. The voice of the Inter Miami Herons is back coming up tonight. We'll be going pitch side here at about 7:40 kickoff in South Florida. Now, I hate to be the guy, and, usually when you bring this up, you have problems, but I want to remind everybody, I am not Mother Nature, and I really aren't a superstitious person unless it comes to, wearing my favorite jersey or whatever. Folks, just hope the lightning, okay? Let's hope the lightning does not mess things up coming up tonight, all right? I mean, geez, is it rained enough here in South Florida? So I'm hoping we have a on-time start coming up tonight in South Florida for our Inter Miami Herons and the Seattle Sounders. Now, the last time these two teams faced off against each other was the League's Cup final. It's not a final that we want to remember. Our Inter Miami Herons were losers 3-0 against Seattle. Seattle lifted the League's Cup trophy this year, and they were really able to do whatever they wanted in the game. Now, I think there's something to be said about the pitch. Rodrigo de Paul, Lionel Messi, these guys are used to playing on grass, man. That was played in the Seattle Seahawks home field where, the Seattle Sounders call their home field. I should just call it the Sounders home field, but you know what I'm saying? It was played on turf. Those guys hate turf too. Listen, I hate to sit here and make excuses, but I think there's something to be said about it. And I think Inter Miami tonight in a game where you're going to be without a lot of pieces. You're going to be without a lot of guys that that you rely on game in and game out. Luis Suarez still suspended. Toto Aviles suspended now. Baltasar Rodriguez injured. Telasco Segovia popped up on the injury report. He's not expected back until late October as well. So Fafa Pico got injured on international duty. Davi Ruiz got injured on international duty. This is truly a battered Inter Miami side. And when you look when you look at it, you sit and wonder, Does Inter Miami have enough horses to win tonight? Does Inter Miami have enough horses to keep up with Seattle? Personally, I think they do. I think playing at home always is a luxury that teams love. I think traveling across the country is also a thing as well. Like, Seattle, could they be a little jet lagged? One could hope. But the Sounders are coming in here on a pretty good run as of late. Now, they drew their last matchup against the LA Galaxy, and then before that, they beat Sporting 5-2. And certainly with Inter Miami in town now, or rather with the Seattle Sounders in town in Fort Lauderdale, I think the lineup that they put out tonight is a strong one. Now, it's a couple of new faces that you did not see in that Leagues Cup final. And let's actually get into the starting lineup. Starting lineups presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. Test drive the brand new Q6 e-tron today. The thrill of the road is calling with the brand new Q6 e-tron. Test drive it at your local South Florida Audi dealer. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. Starting lineups: Oscar Ustari in goal, in net. The back line: Noah Allen, left back; Maxi Falcone, left center back; Gonzalo Luan, right center back; Ian Frey playing right back. In the midfield: Yannick Bright, Sergio Busquets, Rodrigo De Paul. And then playing left wing tonight, believe it or not, is Jordi Alba. I can't say I'm shocked. Now, in games past, you would put Tadeo Allende on the left wing and put Rodrigo De Paul coming off the right. But Mascherano changing things up tonight. He's going to go with Jordi Alba coming off of the left wings. Lionel Messi will be playing striker, and Tadeo Allende coming off the right. So that is the 11 for Coach Mascherano in a 4-3-3. The bench is slim pickings. Marcelo Weigand, Ryan Saylor, Santiago Morales, Daniel Pinter, the new signing from the MLS Next Pro. And for those of you that were listening during the Charlotte game, he came on. He came on in the second half. So we've seen Daniel Pinter before. And then the new man is Matteo Silvetti, the young, I guess we'll call him right winger, but he plays everything. He plays right midfield, left midfield. He's an attacking midfielder. He plays left wing. He plays striker. Silvetti does a little bit of everything, and Matteo Silvetti is coming on over from the Argentinian league. The Old Boys is the club that he played for. Dare I say, I'm assuming to see him off the bench because of the sheer injuries that Inter Miami has. Now, speaking of the injuries and players unavailable because of suspension, you got Luis Suarez and Toto Avila suspended because of getting red cards. Now, Suarez didn't necessarily pick up a red. We all know what Luis did, and honestly, thank God. In my opinion, Luis Suarez isn't playing in this game against Seattle because the last time Luis played against Seattle, he spit on his staffer. But no Luis Suarez tonight against Seattle in the quote-unquote revenge game. Toto Avila's red card, picked up 2 yellows against Charlotte. He is unavailable tonight. Alan Abando, hamstring. Baltasar Rodriguez, hamstring. Davi Ruiz, hamstring. Fafa Pico, hip. And then the surprise of the day for me on the injury report is Telasco Segovia. Segovia, a player who I think has been the signing of the year for Mascherano. Some people would argue Allende and maybe Ustari. I actually say Segovia. I think Segovia has been class for Inter Miami. And the sad part is he's not expected back till mid-October. So Inter Miami is going to have to figure things out without Segovia, who has been a staple in the starting lineup more often than not. But Abando is expected back late September. Baltasar Rodriguez mid-October. Remember, Rodriguez popped up on the injury report against Charlotte this past Saturday. Davi Ruiz mid-October. Fafa mid-October. Telasco mid-October. And if we're, mid-October, guys, is the last game of the MLS season when Inter Miami faces off against Nashville on October the 18th. So keep that in mind. Like, these guys in Rodriguez, Ruiz, Pico, and Segovia, it's going to be a little bit until they're back. It'll be nice to get Suarez and Aviles back. Hopefully you get Alan Abando back sooner than later. But Rodriguez, Pico, and Segovia, 3 players who game in and game out would get the call from Mascherano. Now, Inter Miami has played without Rodriguez at moments this season because of injury. He's similar to Alan Abando, where they're 2 great young players, but they just simply cannot get on the field. But remember, Rodriguez had the wonder goal against DC United and has shown a lot of quality out there when healthy. So Big ol' injury report for our Herons, and not a lot of players available off the bench. Let's flip it on over to the Seattle Sounders, who are going with a 4-2-3-1. From left to right, their back line is Tolo, Gomez, Kim, and Rienzi. Their midfield is Vargas and Roldan. Want to give Roldan a nice little shout out. Christian Roldan, the United States men's national team player, most recently against Japan, he got the start for Coach Pochettino and the USMNT, and he played well. And I think a lot of it came off to him playing well in Leagues Cup. He was the player of the game in the Leagues Cup final against Inter Miami with an assist and a goal. So Christian Roldan getting the call for the United States men's national team and actually playing pretty well. Paul Rockruck, right wing. Jesus Ferrara, longtime U.S. men's national player as well. He's playing attacking midfield tonight. And then Georgie Minanungo, he is going to be playing left wing. He came on as a substitution against Inter Miami in the Leagues Cup final. And then up top, who actually scored a goal in that Leagues Cup final, is Ozaze De Rosario. So De Rosario leading the line for the Seattle Sounders tonight. You are listening to your Inter Miami pregame show. We are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. Test drive that brand new Q6 e-tron today at your local South Florida Audi dealer. When we come back, we'll talk more about the Sounders. We'll talk more about our Inter Miami Herons. We'll get you set up for a big game night in South Florida. Inter Miami looking for revenge in that Leagues Cup final against the Seattle Sounders. Inter Miami looking for their first win in 3 games. The Sounders most recently coming off of a draw. More of the pregame show when we return on your Inter Miami radio network.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
A bicycle kick is a risky move, and risky can be exciting for soccer, but not for your money. PNC Bank believes boring is better. It's the smart and steady way to manage your finances and save the excitement for all you want to do in life. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud to sponsor Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs. Installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
You lather, rinse, moisturize, and repeat. At this point, you're practically training for the Shower Olympics. But here's the twist. It's not your shampoo's fault, it's your water. Hard water leaves a mineral residue that clogs your pores and dries out your hair. Culligan water softeners remove damaging minerals, revitalizing brittle hair and dry skin. Upgrade your shower system today for only $79 a month. Visit Culligan.com for more information or just say,
"Hey, Culligan man!"
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Inter Miami and Seattle actions coming out of Fort Lauderdale tonight. It is the rematch of the League's Cup final. Welcome on back to your Inter Miami pregame show. We are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. That is AudiUSA.com. Learn more. Test drive that brand new Q6 e-tron today at your local South Florida Audi dealer. Starting 11s are out. Let's start with our Inter Miami Herons. Oscar Ustari in between the sticks playing goal. Noah Allen, left back. Maxi Falcone, left center back. Right center back, you got Gonzalo Lujan, Ian Frey tucked in at right back. Your midfield, Yannick Bright, Sergio Busquets, Rodrigo De Paul. And then your three attackers from left to right. Believe it or not, Jordi Alba playing left wing tonight. He played left wing at home against Orlando City, not the League's Cup, but in MLS action. The home fixture against Orlando, he came off of the left. Lionel Messi played striker, and Tadio Allende set up at right wing. So Allen, Falcone, Lujan, Frey, Bright, Busquets, DePaul, Alba, Messi, Allende, and Ustari in between the sticks in goal. The Seattle Sounders are going with a 4-2-3-1. By the way, Inter Miami 4-3-3. That is a 4-3-3 for Inter Miami. And then the Sounders going with a 4-2-3-1. In net tonight, different goalkeeper from League's Cup is Stefan Frey, the almost 40-year-old Switzerland man in net tonight for Seattle. And then from left to right, you got Tolo, Gomez, Kim, and Rienzi. So a whole new back line. 4 new defenders that are playing tonight in South Florida for Seattle that did not play in the League's Cup final all the way back on August the 31st, excuse me. And then in the midfield, you got Christian Roldan and Vargas. Roldan recently had a cap for the United States men's national team and in an international friendly win against Japan 2-0. Paul Rothrock, right wing. Jesus Ferrada, central attacking midfielder. And then Georgi Minongu will be coming off the right. Georgie came off of the bench in the League's Cup final the first time around. And then at striker again, you have Ozaze De Rosario. De Rosario able to score a goal against Inter Miami in League's Cup action. The Sounders' top goal scorer, Danny Musowski, he is also back and available off of the bench. He was not available in the Leagues Cup final, but he is available off of the bench. Danny ranks third in the MLS for goals per 90 minutes at .89. He's behind Inter Miami's Lionel Messi and Milan Lowski of the Philadelphia Union. So a very threatening goal scorer, in Danny Musasovsky. And he's certainly one of the guys who is going to be, I think he's going to get a look at off the bench at some point if he's coming in for Jesus Ferreira or De Rosario. But be on the lookout for Danny, one of the stronger goal scorers in the MLS this season. He scored his 14th goal of the season in a 2-2 draw against the Galaxy. That was the most recent fixture that the Seattle Sounders played in, but Danny scored his 14th goal of the season in a 2-2 draw against the Galaxy. And he is only 4 goals away from breaking the Seattle Sounders record for most goals scored in an MLS season, currently jointly held by Obafemi Martins and Raul Ruidiaz on 17. So could be in legendary company at some point this season for Danny M, who is back off of injury. Seattle will also be able to call on the services of Jordan Morris and Albert Rusnak. They both made their returns from injury against the LA Galaxy. And Morris is coming off the bench. Same with Rusnak tonight. So Albert Rusnak, the midfielder, and Jordan Morris, the attacker, those guys available off the bench. So Seattle healthier than they were when they played Inter Miami in the Leagues Cup final. But the Sounders are also looking to clinch a playoff spot with the win and a loss from Real Salt Lake or a draw. So if Real Salt Lake loses or draws versus LAFC and the Sounders get a victory tonight, they could clinch a playoff spot. So these are all things to be looking out on. The Sounders have lost just once in their last 16 matches since the FIFA Club World Cup and are in the midst of a 5-match unbeaten streak while also picking up 13 of their last 15 possible points. Head coach Brian Schmetzer also has had plenty of depth at his disposal after obviously the club welcomed back Rusnak, Morris, and Danny M from injury in the draw against the Galaxy. But man, 13 of their last 15 points. Seattle has been on point as of late in their last 16 matches post the FIFA Club World Cup. But that's really what's going on the Seattle side of things. As far as our Inter Miami Herons, Inter Miami have let in 4 goals on 3 occasions in the MLS in 2025. FC Dallas, Minnesota, Orlando City, and 3 to Charlotte, FC Cincinnati, and Orlando. So our Herons, man, they kind of have been leaky on the goal scoring side, or on the rather defensive side. Once again, 4 goals in the Dallas, Minnesota, and Orlando game, one of the Orlando fixtures, and then 3 goals against Charlotte, FC Cincinnati, and Orlando. So Inter Miami will be looking to clean up the defense. The last 2 fixtures, obviously 3-0 against Charlotte recently in Charlotte, and then 3-0 against Seattle, which we talked about in Leagues Cup action. So Inter Miami and Mascherano certainly going to try to, or rather our Herons going to try to fix things defensively. Now, Inter Miami are in a challenging situation with suspensions, injuries, and recent transfers. While MLS clubs can dress up to 20 players on a match day, Inter Miami can only dress 16 in their 3-0 loss against Charlotte. And then tonight, you have the 11 on the field, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you got 17 available. Rocco Rios Novo, Marcelo Weigand, Ryan Saylor, Santiago Morales, and then the 2 most recent signings, Daniel Pinter and Matteo Silvetti. Once again, Silvetti coming on over from the Argentinian League. Pinter from Inter Miami CF2 in the MLS Next Pro League. So Inter Miami has more players, believe it or not, off the bench than last game. Toto Aviles obviously missing out of this game due to 2 yellow cards, which rewarded him a red card in the fixture against Charlotte. But Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, they are all in the lineup tonight. Our Herons currently sit in 8th place on points, but have a couple of games in hand on each team. I mentioned the 4 teams up top in Philadelphia, FC Cincinnati, Nashville, all these teams have played 30 games. Inter Miami has only played 26, so they do have 4 games in hand. We'll have to wait and see how that is truly going to pan out when Inter Miami catches up on games. And I think, folks, we're live on your Inter Miami Radio Network on a Tuesday. There aren't a lot of Tuesday fixtures within the MLS, but Inter Miami, the Herons got to start making up these matches that they missed during the FIFA Club World Cup, during CONCACAF Champions Cup, during Leagues Cup. Our Herons have been busy Herons as of late, and they're going to be playing 2 games a week all the way up until October 18th, which is the final game of the season against Nashville SC. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network. We are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer, AudiUSA.com, to learn more. Test drive that brand new Q6 e-tron. Coming up in about 15 minutes, the ball will get rolling in South Florida. The voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka, is back on the call tonight. Looking forward to hearing the great one, Ken LaVicka, here in just a moment. But we're going to take our second time out of the pregame. When we return, we will continue to discuss the upcoming fixture. I'll get you the starting 11s again, but Inter Miami and Seattle, a rematch to the League Cup final that happened back on August 31st. Inter Miami trying to get their revenge as we inch closer to kickoff on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Putting the ball behind the keeper takes lots and lots and lots of tireless work that leads to something brilliant. It's the same with PNC Bank. They take a smart, practical approach with your money so you can score brilliant financial goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, and proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. Visit pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Final segment before we send you pitch side. Ken LaVicka on the call tonight. It's Inter Miami and the Seattle Sounders. It's the rematch of the Leagues Cup final back on August the 31st, where our Herons suffered a loss 3-0, and silverware was on the line. So Seattle lifted the trophy, but Inter Miami still has everything in front of them. They got the MLS Cup playoffs in their minds. They got jockeying for playoff position in their mind, and Inter Miami sitting with 4 games in hand above the likes of every single top 4 team right now, like Philadelphia, like Cincinnati, like Nashville, Charlotte. All these teams have played 30 games. Inter Miami's only played 26. Hence why we have a game Tuesday night. This is rare. It's usually Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday when it comes to MLS fixtures. But Inter Miami, we got to make these games up, folks, hot and fast. And we are doing that tonight, doing battle against Seattle in Fort Lauderdale coming up tonight. Let's get you those starting 11s again. Oscar Ustari in goal, and then a 4-3-3 for Inter Miami. We're going to go to the defense and work our way up top. Noah Allen, Maxi Falcone, Gonzalo Luan, and Ian Frey. From left to right, by the way. So Noah Allen, Maxi Falcone, Gonzalo Luan, Ian Frey. Yannick Bright in then midfield. Yannick Bright, Sergio Busquets, Rodrigo De Paul. And then your attackers tonight. Jordi Alba, left wing. Lionel Messi, striker. Tadio Allende at right wing. But Jordi Alba, who really is the household name at left back, he is getting the call tonight at left wing. We saw Jordi play left wing before for Inter Miami this season. That came back in the home fixture against Orlando City during the MLS season. It wasn't the League's Cup, folks, but it was the home fixture against Orlando City all of those months back. And if memory serves me right, Inter Miami hosted Orlando. It was May the 18th. So back on May the 18th, Javier Mascherano started Jordi Alba at left wing. So he's getting the call again tonight. And that's what happens when you're battered with injuries. And the Herons have an injury report. I joked around earlier. It looks like a teacher with their opening roster for freshman year. Your homeroom teacher for freshman year. That's how long and extensive the Inter Miami injury report is tonight. And your usual suspects. Poor Alan Abando and Baltasar Rodriguez cannot stay healthy. Now Rodriguez, he had a wonder goal against DC United. I was shocked to see him on the injury report last game against Charlotte. And then the surprise tonight is Tlaxco Segovia. I really didn't hear much about Segovia being injured until I looked at the injury report tonight. But Abando, Rodriguez, Davi Ruiz, Fafa Pico, Talasco Segovia, and then the 2 players suspended tonight. Luis Suarez suspended after spitting on a staffer, and Toto Aviles picked up 2 yellow cards in Charlotte this past weekend. So Suarez, Aviles, Abando, Rodriguez, Ruiz, Pico, Segovia. Folks, that's 7 players unavailable for Inter Miami tonight. So Inter Miami only has Rios Novo, Weigand, Saylor, Morales, Pinter, and Silvetti. Once again, for those of you that were listening to the Inter Miami pregame show before it, Daniel Pinter, new player from the MLS Next Pro team, Inter Miami CF2, basically the G League, technically the minor leagues, of the MLS. And then Matteo Silvetti, an Argentinian player who played for the Old Boys team there in that Argentinian league. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players available off the bench tonight for Inter Miami, comparatively to the 7, 8, 9 players available for Seattle off their bench tonight. But that is going to wrap it up on our Inter Miami pregame show. We're going to throw things to Ken LaVicka coming up next. He will be on the call for Inter Miami and the Seattle Sounders. Inter Miami trying to get their first win since that League Cup semifinal against Orlando City back on August the 27th. Seattle, who currently is on a pretty good run. Once again, Seattle, in their last 16 matches since the FIFA Club World Cup, are on the midst of a 5-match unbeaten streak, while also picking up 13 of their last 15 possible points. Ken LaVicka, voice of the Herons, next on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
You're running a business or running plays, Jay Zolo and Associates keeps your books tight in your stress light. With nearly 30 years of experience, Jay Zolo is your go-to coach for QuickBooks, offering expert consulting, one-on-one training, and full-service bookkeeping. Jay Zolo and Associates, simplifying your books so you can win on and off the field. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
You lather, rinse, moisturize, and repeat. At this point, you're practically training for the Shower Olympics. But here's the twist. It's not your shampoo's fault, it's your water. Hard water leaves a mineral residue that clogs your pores and dries out your hair. Culligan water softeners remove damaging minerals, revitalizing brittle hair and dry skin. Upgrade your shower system today for only $79 a month. Visit Culligan.com for more information or just say,
"Hey, Culligan man!"
Touchdown! Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for this special presentation of Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Now let's get to the pitch.
Oh, it's a cannon shot! Go ahead and give him the goal of the week!
Here's Ken LaVicka.
It has been poor form for Inter Miami, and they're looking to get back on track tonight. It is a premier standalone showdown in Major League Soccer on a Tuesday night in South Florida. Inter Miami and Seattle Sounders only 2.5 weeks removed from what was a fiery Leagues Cup final in the Pacific Northwest. A very special good evening to all of you on the Inter Miami Football Radio Network, the flagship out of West Palm Beach, ESPN 106.3, ESPNWestPalm.com, as well as the Deportes FC radio app. Don't want to forget everybody who is watching, listening worldwide on YouTube. Inter Miami has only won one of its last 5 MLS matches. They are trying to get themselves out of the play-in portion of the Eastern Conference standings. They currently sit 8th, but they do have 4 matches in hand, and they could feasibly still win the Supporters' Shield, but they are severely shorthanded tonight. Check out this availability report for Inter Miami. Alan Abando out. Baltasar Rodriguez out. Davi Ruiz out. All hamstrings. Fafa Pico out because of a quad. Talasco Segovia out. An ankle injury. And Tomas Aviles and, of course, Luis Suarez both suspended. For Suarez, it is match number 2 of his unavailability after the fracas that took place after the League's Cup final. And for Aviles, 2 yellow cards and a red, his 2nd MLS red this season, 3rd all competitions if you want to count the knockout round, the quarterfinal of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So, or the Club World Cup, I should say. So Inter Miami in all pink. Seattle, they are in blue tops with turquoise lettering and numbering, white last name across the chest, white shorts as well. And let me tell you, I have been a broadcaster for a long time at various entities. These Seattle Sounder kits are maybe the most difficult to make out numbers that I have ever seen, these alternate shirts. Inter Miami will have Oscar Ustari and goal, Noah Allen, Maxi Falcone, Gonzalo Lujan, Ian Frey, the back line. In your midfield, Yannick Bright, Sergio Busquets, Rodrigo De Paul with Jordi Alba, Tadeo Allende on the wings, and Lionel Messi at the top of a 4-3-3 for Javier Mascherano. We're about to get the opening whistle from Guido Gonzalez Jr., our referee tonight. For Seattle, Stephen Frey in goal, Nuhu, Yemar Andrade, Ki-Hee Kim, and Kalani Kosarienzi on the back line. Obed Vargas, Christian Rodon are in the midfield. Jesus Ferreira, Georgie Manungo, Paul Rothrock, and Osaze de Rosario are in the starting 11 for 10th year manager Brian Schmetzer. It'll be Inter Miami to have possession first on this Tuesday night. Inter Miami desperate for 3 points and some redemption against the side that really outplayed Inter Miami in the League's Cup final back on the 31st of August. A 3-0 victory for Seattle Sounders. Guido Gonzalez awaiting the go-ahead from the Apple TV crew. We are beholden to television here on the radio side on the Inter Miami Football Radio Network. Lake crowd still filling in. It'll be a strong crowd for a midweek game here in South Florida. A struggling Inter Miami side looking to get some momentum here. Home stretch of this regular season. There is the whistle. We are underway from Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. Inter Miami, 13 victories, 6 defeats, 7 draws on the year, 46 points in the Eastern Conference table. That is 8th. Seattle Sounders, 12 victories, 7 defeats, 9 draws, 45 points, and 4th in the West. So Seattle, 4th in the Western Conference. Inter Miami, more points in the Supporters' Shield race, but they sit 8th, 8th, I should say, in the East. The Eastern Conference has been beastly in 2025. Here's a long ball forward on the run. Allende's onside in the left attacking half. Here he comes just outside the upper right. Allende, left foot, strong shot, but it took one hop right on to Stephen Frey. But Inter Miami only needs 47 seconds to get its first shot on target here tonight. That is a vast departure from what happened in the League's Cup final. Inter Miami, a very aggressive high press at the onset. Seattle having trouble getting out of its own end. Inter Miami had an interception briefly in the attacking third, and Inter Miami's going to have a throw in as Seattle has to desperately clear to the Inter Miami right defensive side, and a far side throw-in for the home team in pink here tonight. It was a pretty listless 3-0 defeat for Inter Miami on Saturday night. Look out. Here is Seattle just outside the penalty D. A shot is taken by Jesus Ferreira, but it goes off of Maxi Falcone and bounds high into the sky, and Seattle needs to reset on the left flank. So again, welcome to everybody listening on the flagship for Inter Miami football, ESPN 106.3, Deportes FC radio app, worldwide on YouTube, and of course, the home radio broadcast on Apple TV on Season Pass. A careless defensive side to right attacking half mishit from Seattle, and it's going to be Inter Miami to throw in. Noah Allen getting the start tonight at left back for Inter Miami. Inter Miami only one change in the starting 11 from the Leagues Cup final 2.5 weeks ago, and that is the aforementioned Allen. Luis Suarez, with his suspension, forces Noah Allen and reduced troops here for Inter Miami into the starting lineup. For Seattle, a whole collection of changes from what we saw at Lumen Field, 5 in all, including the leading scorer for Seattle Sounders. That is Danny Musovski, who has 14 goals on the season. He is available off the bench tonight for Seattle. Seattle in the right attacking half. Nearly got to the attacking third, but Noah Allen able to intercept a pass. And now first touch tonight for Rodrigo DePaul. And Inter Miami, though, turns it over from Lujan. He had a bad ball forward, but a whistle and a foul against Seattle. DePaul was trying to turn it upfield at the border of the right defensive third, and Kalane Kosarienzi made contact with him. Well, it is, as a long ball is delivered off the free kick to Allende. He holds up play, good touch outside the upper right, but then a poor pass behind Yannick Bright, but a steal. Here's DePaul, sends it to the middle, Alba to the lower right, DePaul, and he tried to cross, and it's blocked across the touchline. It's going to be an Inter Miami corner, far side to near side. Brought to you by Lotto Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, represented injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Ki-Hee Kim, from his right center back position for Seattle, was able to keep DePaul from delivering a cross in front of Frey's goal, but it's going to be a left-footed in-swinger on the far side from Lionel Messi. Messi approaches, sends it near post, and it is sent high into the air outside the right portion of the box, but Messi back on the ball. Messi to his left foot, wanted to whip a ball into the box, but that's blocked down, and Seattle trying to get out on the break. Inter Miami was able to get back momentarily, but a misplay in the back. But finally, good job by Yannick Bright to backtrack. Lujan had some trouble with Noah Allen as they were trying to get back and keep Seattle from going full-fledged on the counter. Leading the charge was Christian Rodon. And now Inter Miami's going to play it all the way back in their right defensive third into the 6-yard box for yellow-clad 39-year-old goalkeeper Oscar Ustari. Maxi Falcone dribbles up to the border of the right defensive third, sends it middle channel for Allende, and he had it poked away and stolen. But as Paul Rothrock tried to move forward, he has it tackled away by Inter Miami's Noah Allen. So a very active open here for Noah Allen. And 0-0 as we approach 5.5 minutes expired here in Fort Lauderdale. Per usual, it is hot, it is muggy, there is no breeze here. In the month of September, kickoff temperature 85 degrees. Messi heavy touch midfield, but he's able to toe poke a ball near left touchline for Yannick Bright. Short range pass to Inter Miami's Jordi Alba. Now Inter Miami's going to work it left attacking half into the penalty D. Now outside the right portion of that penalty circle, rather. It is Rodrigo DePaul. Plays it briefly into the defensive half. Now Noah Allen swipes a left-footed ball. Square ball to the far touchline. That's Ian Frey. That was a really good ball from Noah Allen, but then very wasteful from Ian Frey, and he has it taken away off his foot by Yamar Andrade. Now Seattle trying to attack up the left flank into the right attacking third. It's worked around to the middle, to the near right touchline. Putting a foot into it is Kosarienzi. Played back to Rothrock into the defensive portion. Then a long ball is kept in play from the near right touchline for Kosarienzi. He tried to whip it across. Falcone was able to get in front of it in the near left corner. It goes across the touchline. It'll be a right attacking half near side throw-in for Seattle. This is set right to the right flank, Rothrock, and that'll be played back. And Seattle pushes numbers forward with Andrade. Andrade had a pass picked off. And Noah Allen with the interception, but Jordi Alba couldn't clear the ball, and it falls once again to the feet of Costa Rienzi. A little bit sloppy from Inter Miami's back line. Rodon, middle channel. Allende for Inter Miami, whiffed on an interception attempt. 7 minutes on the clock here, first half, no score. Inter Miami and Seattle Sounders, and Seattle has the better of the ball at this juncture. Here is Obed Vargas, the Mexican international. Plays it to Rothrock. Near right touchline to the right of the penalty area. Jordi Alba active, able to steal it away. Allende a heavy touch, but he stayed with it. And now Inter Miami's going to play it back to Noah Allen against a very, very high-end press from Seattle. Now it's worked to the far side and on to Ian Frey. Ian Frey for Inter Miami, nearing the midfield. And now good ball from Sergio Busquets on a Rodrigo to Paul far side. He held up his run, though, in the right touchline area. And Inter Miami, after it bounced off a Seattle player across the far touchline, will throw it in. Rodrigo to Paul. This is for the former Atletico Madrid man and the Argentine international. His 6th MLS match. Make that his 5th MLS match and his 3rd start for Inter Miami in MLS play. Ustari delivers from his own upper right. Ian Frey, heavy touch off his chest as he went to chase it down. He was knocked to the ground from behind by Georgie Manungu, an Ivory Coast native. He's the one who came in the fight after the Leagues Cup final and whipped Tomas Aviles to the ground. Upon further review, it certainly looked like Obed Vargas said something to Messi after the final whistle took place. And that's what triggered everything. But then some very, very, very unacceptable Inter Miami behavior. And Luis Suarez paying the price. Second match of a 3-match suspension for him. Inter Miami off the restart as we are past 9 minutes gone. Ken LaVicka here with you, Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG on-site engineer to my right. Mike Rizzo back in the network studios in West Palm Beach. Good run here, Rodrigo to Paul, but he had the ball taken off his feet by Nuhu, who's playing left back for Seattle. But Maxi Falcone able to intercept a ball in the center circle, and Inter Miami on the run into the left defensive third. Miscommunication between Alba and Allende. Alba thought Allende was going to camp out near the penalty D, and instead he tried to make a run into the box, and the ball rolled behind him. Seattle, all they can do, though, is send a lazy long ball into the Inter Miami right defensive third, and Oscar Ustari in his own area will play it briefly on to Busquets, pushes it back to Ustari, and Ustari is going to curl a ball off to the near left side for Jordi Alba. Inter Miami, 54 goals in the MLS campaign, 4 matches in hand, tied for 4th despite being 4 matches shy of the vast majority of the teams in Major League Soccer. They have conceded 43 times. That's tied for 17th in Major League Soccer. 50 goals on the year for Seattle in MLS play, tied for the 9th best mark in the league. Rodrigo to Paul, thought that Allende was behind him, played through at the border of the left attacking third, and Allende was nowhere to be found, and Rodrigo to Paul is letting him hear about it. So Tadeo Allende, who had a 1v1 with the keeper against Charlotte and simply just blasted it into his chest as opposed to getting any air under it, has made a couple of mistakes on his run tonight, and he's hearing about it from his pink-clad teammates. Allende has really struggled the last month or so. An inability to finish, poor heavy touches, trying to get himself back into play. Good job, Yannick Bright. It's a turnover. Messi leading the charge. 4 on 3. Sends it to the left of the area. Here's Jordi Alba. Goal! From just outside the 6-yard box. He was able to put it off of Frey with a left foot. It bounded into the upper right of goal. A beautiful start for Inter Miami. The assist for Messi. The goal for Jordi Alba. His 3rd in MLS play. And it's 1-0 Inter Miami in the 11th minute. It all started with Yannick Bright causing chaos in the attacking midfield. The ball was rolled on to Lionel Messi. Messi with a beautiful spray pass, left side of the area, and Alba's able to finish. Well done by Yannick Bright, who picked the pocket of Christian Rodon. And Jordi Alba got just enough to have the ball go off the leg of a sprawling Stephen Frey to make it 1-0. And that is the first goal for Inter Miami against Seattle in their second meeting of the season between the two sides. So we are past 12 minutes gone, and Jordi Alba has given Inter Miami the advantage. Alba, who is playing on the left wing tonight for Inter Miami, is opposed to left back because of the severe lack of numbers. Only 6 Inter Miami players on Javier Mascherano's substitution list tonight. And Alba, an early introduction into this match. And Inter Miami wins the ball back in its right defensive third. Inter Miami 1 win in its last 5 MLS matches. In that stretch, that 1 win, 2 defeats, 2 draws. It has been a tough stretch, without question. Ustari blasts the ball from in front of his own goal, Inter Miami goalkeeper, and it is won in Seattle's defensive half. Here's Nuhu, who was suspended for the Leagues Cup final for Seattle because of a red card that he accrued in the semifinal of the tournament. Another bad Seattle giveaway. Here's Jordi Alba. Alba in the left attacking third along the near touchline, but as he tried to cut it around Andrade, he was blocked off the ball, and Seattle wins it back. Now something developing on the far left touchline. Here's Manungu. Manungu turns it to the inside, gets to the middle channel. He is working hard against DePaul. DePaul poked the ball away momentarily. Now Nuhu for Seattle has to backtrack. That is good, energetic defense, 1v1 by DePaul. Nuhu, though, got free, whips the ball into the middle of the area, and it's Noah Allen calmly in the right side of his box, able to escort a ball left foot across the near right touchline with Rothrock descending upon him. Did the smart thing defensively and concedes a throw-in right about at the border of the top of the box, near side, right side. And it'll be thrown in by Kalani Kosarienzi. Pac-12 first team in his collegiate career at Washington, both 2023, 2024. And he'll throw it in to the edge of the 6-yard box from the right side. Handled well by Maxi Falcone. And then Tadeo Allende able to get ahead on it and send it about 30 yards away, where Seattle has to restart in the attacking side of the penalty circle. 1-0 Inter Miami thanks to Jordi Alba on an assist from Lionel Messi. By the way, that assist, the 30th goal contribution of the season for Lionel Messi. That is far and away the best mark in Major League Soccer as Messi takes a journey towards another MLS MVP. Seattle a little bit too hard on a Cosa Rienzi delivery to nobody in particular, and Oscar Ustari for Inter Miami sends it back into play. It is on to Messi. Messi, good pass, near side, left attacking third, Jordi Alba. 1-2 action with Messi. Jordi Alba back on the ball, and he'll roll it back to Yannick Bright. Now Noah Allen just inside the attacking portion of the midfield stripe will play it into the middle. Penalty circle for Maxi Falcone. And now it's back into the left attacking half, Alba. Alba delivers it to the middle. Sergio Busquets, some real estate, charges forward. About 30 yards away, Busquets, right foot, gives it to Messi. Messi in the penalty deep. Messi to the right of the area, low cross. Frey knocked it away as Allende was making a vertical run. And Frey, after an initial spill, able to dive on it just outside the 6-yard box. Messi didn't love the angle he had on his left foot, so he fed Ian Frey. Frey had good pace on the shot. It was low, but Frey was able to dive, get a hand on it, and then gobble up the ball. A foul against Inter Miami in the Seattle defensive half. I believe that was Lionel Messi called for the foul. And Seattle, in its left defensive third, goes to work, tries to play up calmly. And Jordi Alba will deflect a pass out of play near the midfield stripe near side. Throw in for Obed Vargas and Seattle Sounders. Inter Miami, despite the struggles, if you look at projected points in the Supporters' Shield race, They are second in that category. The only team with a higher supporter shield projection is San Diego. So there's still some hope here if Inter Miami can get back to winning ways, that they could very much be in the supporter shield race with so many matches in hand. Jordi Alba, an interception at the midfield. Onto Allende, who chops it to Alba in the left attacking half near touchline. And now Inter Miami's going to work it to Lujan. He streaks into the left attacking half. Now far side, Ian Frey. Frey hugging the touchline, opts to play it back midfield stripe to Lujan, and now Maxi Falcone in his own end about the midway point. We'll give it to Allen. Allen ships a ball to Yannick Bright near left touchline. Bright heavy touch, able to corral it though. He's left of the box. Here's Jordi Alba. Or check that, Yannick Bright with Alba coming up upon him, but instead of pass, Noah Allen left flank. Now Busquets about 25 yards out, leaves it off for Messi. Messi, a mishandle momentarily. Good ball to Bright, who touches it back 27 yards out outside left channel for Noah Allen. Alba strikes in into the middle. Here is Sergio Busquets. He could not deliver a pass to Allende, who slides, though, trying to keep it alive, but he's going to be called for a foul. That's not Tadeo Allende's fault. Busquets a little bit indecisive. Busquets, who only has 2 shots on the season, maybe could have thought about winding it up there with a shooting lane just outside the penalty D, but he's always looking to deliver first, as evidenced by his 6 assists on the season. A giveaway. Here's Rodrigo to Paul. To the middle, outside the penalty D, Messi. Messi to the right of the area, and he whiffed on a right-footed shot, but Seattle couldn't clear. But a handball is called on Ian Frey, and the crowd does not like the decision from Guido Gonzalez Jr. But Inter Miami has really been pushing hard, forcing Seattle into mistakes. And it was a mistake. Sloppiness with the ball from Christian Rodon that Yannick Bright took advantage of. And then Messi delivered to Alba for a goal that has Inter Miami on top 1-0, just shy of the 19-minute mark. Seattle now, for the first time in a long time, into the right attacking third. Look out. Outside the upper left of the box, played into the middle. Shot is blocked by Ferreira. Good job by Yannick Bright to get a left foot on it. Yannick Bright, a consummate defensive midfielder, came up and was able to extinguish that shot from the U.S. men's national team veteran. The ball rolls out of play. It is off Seattle, and it's going to be Inter Miami with a free kick just outside their own penalty arc, right portion of the pitch. Jesus Ferreira, first time he's really been mentioned tonight. A star at FC Dallas, now with Seattle Sounders. As part of the 2022 United States World Cup squad, got the start against Netherlands in the round of 16 knockout stage. A whistle and a foul against Seattle as Inter Miami was trying to traverse through its defensive midfield, and it's Ian Frey who took a hit from Manungu. And I haven't seen a card. The way Frey went down and he's clutching the right side of his face, you wonder if it's coming. I think Manungu is going to get a warning. Manungu is, oh, that's a high boot to Ian Frey's face. That should be a yellow card. I mean, I don't know what Guido Gonzalez Jr. is waiting for. Manungu, an extremely high right-footed boot, and almost like UFC or kickboxing, it made contact with the side of the face of Ian Frey. Well, a warning for Manungu, but Frey not happy with that outcome, and Inter Miami restarts play. Far right side in the right attacking midfield. DePaul is going to whip it all the way back into the defensive half for Falcone. Now Inter Miami works it back into the attacking portion, going right to left with the attack. Seattle able to deflect a pass away to the middle, but it rolls right to Falcone in his right defensive half. 1-0 Inter Miami. We are past 21 minutes. Here is Alba. Good ball left of the box, and Bright's going to track it down. Bright along the touchline. Wanted to cross, and a good defensive play from Cosa Rienzi, who was able to have the ball knocked off his hip. It stayed in play, and then a clearance for Seattle. But Inter Miami right back on the ball in the midfield, attacking side. Busquets to Bright. wanted Allende. Allende couldn't handle it. Coming up to play him was Andrade, but Inter Miami wins it right back from Seattle. But a foul is called on Yannick Bright at the last moment as he made contact with Rothrock. Paul Rothrock had the final goal of that 3-0 Seattle Sounders triumph over Inter Miami on August 31st for the League's Cup Championship. It was Rothrock in the 89th minute after Alex Rodon converted a penalty in the 84th. Yannick Bright, a foul in the box. Prior to that, opening half, Osaze de Rosario was the man who scored on a beautiful cross from Alex Rodon. Speaking of, here's De Rosario into the middle, trying to feed it to the top of the 6-yard box. Cleared away momentarily, but Seattle not done yet. Ferreira with a blast from about 20 yards, but it missiles right into the chest of Inter Miami keeper Oscar Ustari, and he was able to collect it with no rebound. Right off his rib cage. And Ustari stood in there bravely to make the catch. Seattle is going to win it back. And they keep it in their right attacking half. 1-0 Inter Miami thanks to Jordi Alba on an assist from Lionel Messi. Obed Vargas plays it back into the midfield circle, left to right into the attack for Seattle. Andrade into the middle for Christian Rodon. And now a square ball, near side to far side, trying to pick out Manungu. And it's intercepted by Rodrigo de Paul of Inter Miami. Seattle a presence in the deep Inter Miami defensive half. Good chest down from Noah Allen on a square ball far side and near side. Now Falcone's going to try and barge his way forward, and he's going to lose the ball as Rodon got in his way, and Inter Miami watches Seattle throw it in from the near right touchline about 25 yards away. And now Yannick Bright's called for a foul. It appeared as if it was a Seattle flop. Rodon went down hard like a sack of rocks. Yannick Bright saying, I'm allowed to give a little touch in the back. He embellished, certainly. That's the second Yannick Bright foul tonight. We welcome you to the 24th minute, where Inter Miami leads Seattle 1-0 thanks to an 11th minute goal from Jordi Alba, his third of the MLS slate. Seattle's going to have a free kick from the right edge of the box. Even with the right edge of the box from about 23 yards. So Ferreira's going to try and whip something in. All the players collect left to the top of the 18-yard area. The border of the top of the box. Angle to the left. There's the whistle from the referee. Ferreira right hand in the air, and he delivers high into the penalty spot. Yannick Bright got a head on it. The ball's going to roll all the way to the far touchline. 30 yards away from goal. It's collected by Seattle, but they have to play it back into the attacking midfield. Here's a ball from the midfield to the right of the box. A strong move from Seattle in the box. But Rothrock, who tried to play it to himself, rather Cosa Rienzi tried to play it to himself, and Inter Miami was able to clear it out of the area. So Inter Miami will reset its defense. This has been a long spell of possession for Seattle. Allende is harassing Seattle's Andrade in the Seattle defensive half, and it's rolled back onto Stephen Frey, who's wearing orange tonight, the Seattle goalkeeper. Good ball forward. Ustari comes off his line outside the upper left of the box. It was a ball from the defensive half. Osaze de Rosario had leaked behind the defense, but Ustari saw immediately what was taking place. Meanwhile, Seattle once again on a near side throw-in after Ustari cleared it across the line. Good defense from Maxi Falcone as he got in the way of Georgie Manungu, who's been active. He was able to bully his way into the right side of the box, but Falcone got a right-toed touch on the ball, and Ustari dives on the ball and distributes for Inter Miami. Can Inter Miami get some more action in the attacking half? It has been a while, a bit of a drought here for Inter Miami, who had controlled the first 21 minutes of this match. 1-0 Inter Miami with the lead. The last thing you want to do is just see them lay off here. They have had an attacking spirit early on, despite being vastly short-handed, so much so that Jordi Alba is playing as a winger tonight from the left side. Lionel Messi is well into the Inter Miami defensive half. You don't see him back there that often. He's playing as the striker tonight in a 4-3-3. Inter Miami now finally back into the left attacking half. DePaul sprays the ball to Messi, near left touchline, has it at the border of the left attacking third. Messi, left-footed swipe to Alba, gives it right back to Messi. Messi sends a good ball to Alba, left of the box. It was tackled away. It is going to stay in play for Seattle. And that is Andrade, who did well to win it, but now Andrade is really pressured. He pushed down to Paul, who came to defend him in the near left corner. Meanwhile, a long ball forward, and Falcone's able to fight off De Rosario in the defensive midfield, just past the midfield stripe. Well done by Falcone. Long ball up ahead. Busquets found Messi. Messi left foot, cuts it back. Messi put it off the post from the penalty spot. He tried to chip it past Frey. It went off the left post. He waited and waited and waited. A defender flew by him, and Messi could not convert, and he is sick. His hands on his head. Oh, goodness. And now Seattle back the other way. Ferreira tries to play it through. Well done by Noah Allen to swipe a ball onto Ustari from about 20 yards out. Oh, Lionel Messi, who missed a sitter from 7 yards in the League's Cup final, 1v1 with the keeper. And then a poorly hit Panenka penalty attempt against Charlotte. Puts a shot off the post. He had the whole goal to work with. Oh, goodness. Inter Miami quickly, though, back into the left attacking half far side. Ian Frey. Frey 1v1. Got around a defender, but good support by Seattle Sounders. And it looked like that was a good job by Christian Rodon to come up in support. And now a whistle and a foul against Inter Miami on the far side. And the guilty party is Sergio Busquets. Oh, Lionel Messi. What a move just outside the 6-yard area. Able to shed Obed Vargas, who was flat-footed, but then put the ball off the left post with a left foot, just simply tried to finesse a ball to the right-hand side of Frey. And now Seattle right attacking half. This is Manungu. Makes his way into the upper left of the box. He was able to cut around a defender, but then Maxi Falcone and Yannick Bright able to clear. Lujan hung in there for Inter Miami, as did Ian Frey, and I believe it was Frey with the tackle to avoid disaster. And Seattle has to reset outside left channel, about even with the top of the box. Strong whip in from Seattle Sounders. Falcone got a head on it. Now Inter Miami plays it back out. Allende just gave it to Ferreira of Seattle, who from distance, about 23 yards away, sprayed a shot wide left of Inter Miami's goal. And Ustari is yelling at Yannick Bright, just go ahead and take it. Allende put that on a platter for Jesus Ferreira. That was heavy-footed. Lionel Messi has an assist tonight. Should have a goal and an assist, but he hit the woodwork. Messi providing the assist for Jordi Alba in the 11th minute. 1-0 Inter Miami, and we welcome you to the half-hour mark. Long ball from the defensive half. Allen looking for Allende. A sprawling header. Andrade for Seattle. The left center back able to halt the proceedings and get Seattle back in possession. Rodon across the midfield stripe. Now to the right of the defensive midfield circle, Andrade. Now Rodon once again in the defensive half. Rothrock has it right attacking half for Seattle. Noah Allen pushed the ball away. Yannick Bright then sends the ball high in the air across the near touchline in front of Inter Miami manager Javier Mascherano, sporting black per usual. And here's another Seattle giveaway nearly as Andrade got sloppy with the ball. Messi came up about 30 yards from goal, had it go off his shin. Messi started to take off for the ball, but it bounded too quickly across the near touchline. And now the referee, Guido Gonzalez Jr., tells Seattle's throw-in, move it back. Move it back. That was Kosa Rienzi. Off the throw, and Inter Miami wins it. Yannick Bright on the left wing. Good footwork. Rolls it on to Jordi Alba, short range. About 18 yards away, but on the outside left channel. Inter Miami right to left in the attack. In the attacking half. Almost 32 minutes on this first half clock from Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, and Inter Miami is going to calmly roll it back into the defensive portion. Here's Yannick Bright, middle channel for Inter Miami. Good ball. Jordi Alba near left touchline, hustles to get it. He turns, faces, sends a cross, back post! And Ian Frey nearly planted it inside the far post. Frey had to make a diving stop to deliver the ball across the end line. Oh, Ian Frey got up, put it on target, and yeah, that was headed to the net. Frey had to punch it away with an open hand, left hand, and Inter Miami has a corner far side and near side. Presented by Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, represented injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Boy, Ian Frey just outlet knew who. Messi will handle the corner, whips it in, it's headed to goal, and Frey had to catch it. He tried the Olympico, and Frey was a little bit hesitant, but finally went up and made a two-handed catch above his head, about 5 yards from the far post. Seattle suddenly under siege again. Inter Miami has found its attacking footing again. After a bit of a drought from minute 21 to about the 27th minute. Now we're in minute number 33, and Seattle quickly into the attacking half right side of the pitch. Ball to the far side is delivered by Vargas. Now Pereira wanted to play through De Rosario, but way too much on that pass, and Ustari's just going to escort the ball across the left end line, and Inter Miami will have a goal kick. Osaze De Rosario was able to break the seal on scoring in the Leagues Cup final. He'll never score an easier goal on a picture-perfect cross from Alex Rodon, and De Rosario sent a short-range, seemingly what looked like 100-mile-an-hour shot. Oscar Ustari didn't have a chance. Inter Miami wins the ball in the midfield, and stabbing to the ball with the right foot is Jordi Alba to keep it in play along the near left touchline. He's going to roll it into the defensive half, where Allen swipes it right into the epicenter of the defensive portion, and Inter Miami goes back to work. Busquets dispossessed by Ferreira. Now on the run, here's Rothrock for Seattle to the right of the box and along the touchline, trying to send it across. Noah Allen blocked it away across the touchline. Throw in Rothrock and Seattle Sounders. Here is Kosa Rienzi as Seattle possesses in the midfield. Andrade turns, harassed by Allende. Inter Miami in all pink tonight. Seattle, blue tops, turquoise sleeves, white shorts, turquoise high socks. Good job as Manungu was trying to charge forward on Ian Frey. Frey, quick himself, wasn't going to allow Manungu from left of the area to blow by him. Toe pokes the ball away, hooks it across the far touchline for a deep corner throw in for Seattle. And then Gonzalo Lujan played the throw-in just inside the left border of the box, and he's knocked to the ground by De Rosario of Seattle. It's a foul, and it'll be Inter Miami with the ball. Free kick deep in their own defensive end. Rodrigo DePaul having some words with Guido Gonzalez, our referee tonight. Let's go ahead and take 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is Inter Miami football.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Inter Miami, left attacking third, left of the box. Here's Jordi Alba near the touchline. Alba left foot, swiped it back into the middle, wanted Busquets, overshot him, and now Seattle has an opportunity to get on the counter, but a poor ball to the far side, and Manungu had to corral near the touchline, but Seattle works it into the middle and now into the midfield circle, trying to progress forward. Rodrigo DePaul, a smart foul from behind as he took down Obed Vargas to stop the push from Seattle. Ken Levicka with you, Chase Stadium, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. To my right, on-site engineer, the incomparable Oscar Gonzalez, the OG. Mike Rizzo back in the network studios in West Palm Beach, Florida, about 40 minutes north. It is full darkness here in South Florida. Lights have taken full effect here at Chase Stadium, soon to be former home of Inter Miami, with Freedom Park well on its way to being completed for next season down in Miami-Dade County. 37th minute, 1-0 Inter Miami, thanks to Jordi Alba on an assist from Lionel Messi. An attack all started by Yannick Bright, and now Inter Miami wins another turnover. Alba, good ball into the middle for Messi. Messi middle channel, 35 yards out. Bod Rodon able to win that 1v1 battle. Swipe it away, now Seattle wants to surge into the right attacking half. Far touchline, Manungu once again. He just glides with the ball. Manungu heads towards the upper left. Manungu just outside the box border. Now into the middle channel. Ball is swiped to the right-hand side. Here's Kosa Rienzi. Now to the right of the box, Paul Rothrock. Rothrock wants to move in on Allen. Rothrock back onto his left foot just outside the box. Now here is Rodon. Sends a ball, Manungu. Manungu lets it play through. And it's taken by Nuhu. Seattle trying to find some shape. Manungu about 23 yards out. Throws it back to Christian Rodon on the left flank. Now, here is Nuhu. Whips it across from the far touchline. Maxi Falcone was tangled up with De Rosario. The ball may have hit off De Rosario, but he couldn't direct it towards goal, and it trickles in the near corner across the right end line. Goal kick, Inter Miami. But that was closer from Seattle, and indeed De Rosario did get a head on it. And I tell you what, Maxi Falcone had an arm around the waist of De Rosario, and that was a bit borderline. And now De Rosario is joined with the referee, and the referee blew his whistle and said that's enough, as they continue to extend the conversation. You're listening to Inter Miami football on ESPN 106.3, flagship radio station based out of West Palm Beach, Florida. The Deportes FC radio app. Home radio on Apple TV. MLS Season Pass, and worldwide, you're listening on YouTube, and we welcome all of our audiences here on a Tuesday night in South Florida. Inter Miami 1, Seattle Sounders 0. Just shy of the 40th minute, Inter Miami looking for revenge. What was an ugly Leagues Cup final defeat August 31st. Inter Miami has only won once in its last 5 MLS matches. They have the lead here tonight, late in the first half. Rodrigo to Paul, just inside the attacking portion of the midfield stripe. Will whip a square ball, far side and near side, Jordi Alba. Soft feet as always for Alba. Sends it to the left flank, Messi. Messi finds Bright, back onto Messi. Messi charging to the penalty D. Messi is taken down outside the penalty arc. As Allende tried to feed him, he went to ground in a heap. There was a lot of contact. The referee says play on. Meanwhile, Jordi Alba back on the ball. Gives it Frey. Frey right of the box. Frey tried to beat Stephen Frey. Upper left from a difficult angle. And it sails out of play across the left end line, and a quick restart for Seattle. I believe Frey was trying to pick out Allende, but it ended up being a fairly threatening shot towards the target. Oh, Yannick Bright, great defensive play as he takes the ball away from Rothrock. Left attacking third, coming to the upper left Alba. Plays through Messi! Oh! He scores! Sliding! Messi! Full extension with a toe poke past Frey! Used every inch of his body to direct it into goal. And a wonderful pass from Jordi Alba. They switch roles from the first goal. 2-0, Inter Miami. A technical masterpiece in the 40th minute. 20 goals on the season for Lionel Messi, who put one off the post earlier. Yannick Bright started it again. And then Jordi Alba able to find Messi, who's well outside it with a left foot. Put it inside the far post. The first goal was started by Yannick Bright with a steal. Messi had the assist to Alba. The second Inter Miami goal, a Yannick Bright steal. This time it's Jordi Alba with the delivery to Lionel Messi. And boy, was it beautiful. Shades of Barcelona. Alba to Messi. Suddenly, it's 2-0 for shorthanded Inter Miami. Inter Miami has really taken advantage of opportunities against Seattle, who's been sloppy with the ball here tonight. Inter Miami now has a plus 12 home goal differential this season. So Seattle goes back to work. Inter Miami, here is the main priority. Just don't give up. Don't concede here in the final 3 minutes and change of this opening half. Inter Miami able to pick up a steal in the Seattle defensive midfield, and Jordi Alba receiving a pass in the attacking half will pop a ball back to Maxi Falcone. And now Inter Miami with Gonzalo Lujan simply escorts a ball back to Oscar Ustari in his own penalty arc. And Noah Allen has it from his left back spot. Maxi Falcone, left center back to Noah Allen. Allen, long ball forward. Yannick Bright got a right foot on it, making a run about 30 yards away. Just couldn't control it. But Yannick Bright has been absolutely phenomenal tonight. He looks back to Noah Allen, gives him a thumbs up, and says that was the right decision. Nuhu for Seattle rushes the ball to Manungu. Right attacking half. Manungu battling with Ian Frey. This has been a fight all night, and Frey forces Manungu to retreat about 40 yards away, and another Yannick Bright steal in the midfield. Inter Miami looking to attack again. Lionel Messi. Oh, what a move. Right flank. Allende feeds it back to Messi. Messi has it saved from just outside the upper right of the 6-yard box by a sprawling Frey with a left hand. He was able to push it away from goal, and then a foul as Seattle tried to clear on Inter Miami. Messi almost had another one. It was just a difficult angle for him to make the attempt, and he really didn't have another channel to pass it. He didn't get a ton on it. If he gets it airborne, it probably beats Frey. But Inter Miami is absolutely track meeting Seattle here down the pitch. And you'll never believe it, it was Yannick Bright again who started the push forward. The Seattle midfield, every single one of them is being dominated by Yannick Bright. Seattle, Rothrock though, right attacking third outside the upper right, whips in across, and Manungu left of the 6-yard box, couldn't get a foot on it because Ian Frey stepped in front of it, and the ball's gonna roll across the far touchline in that far left corner. Inter Miami has a throw in deep in its defensive third. Inter Miami with a 2-0 advantage over Seattle. 44th minute, and Jordi Alba playing left wing tonight all the way back in the defensive third, able to corral the ball before it rolled across the near touchline. Now Noah Allen. Ball on to Yannick Bright, back to Allen. Allen picks out Jordi Alba. About 12 yards from the midfield stripe defensive half. Now Sergio Busquets in the middle, surveys. Busquets too hard on a ball, trying to get it to Messi in the left portion of this pitch, the left attacking half, and we have 2 minutes. 2 extra minutes presented by your local South Florida Audi dealers. Test drive the Q5 today, your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiOffers.com to learn more. Now, Inter Miami has been the better team in this first half. A vast departure from what happened at Lumen Field in the Leagues Cup final. Goals tonight for Jordi Alba and Lionel Messi, 11th minute and 40th minute respectively. It was Messi who assisted Alba's, and Alba who assisted Messi's. Goal kick Ustari from his right box. It's headed back towards the Seattle right attacking third. Look out, Rothrock won a ball. Here he comes against Falcone, and taking a shot, Rothrock right of the 6-yard box, and it's gobbled up by Oscar Ustari, who dives on the ball in front of the goal line. It was a tough angle for Rothrock. He was trying to go between the legs, 5-hole on Ustari. Ustari shut it down, got his right hand on it, and it stuck to his glove. Inter Miami delivers a long ball forward, and a foul against Andrade of Seattle in the Inter Miami attacking half on the right border of the midfield circle. Allende went to ground, and Inter Miami is going to have a free kick. And they rush the free kick. Oh, Messi tried to find Alba, but Inter Miami wins it back with Messi. Middle channel, 25 yards away. Oh, Messi dribbling. Oh, Messi still going. Oh, he wanted Allende to make a run, tried to roll it off to him, but Allende was offside. He was flat-footed, couldn't get behind the defense. Inter Miami nearly had a chance at a third. Look at Rodrigo DePaul. He picks the pocket of a Seattle defender. DePaul has it 25 yards away. Left flank for Inter Miami. Gives it Busquets. Busquets to Messi. Messi outside the penalty D. Messi sends a pass right to the box, and Ian Frey put a big right foot into it, and he launched it about 15 rows into the seats behind the goal. And there is the final whistle of the opening half from Guido Gonzalez Jr. An electric first half for Inter Miami. Short-handed, only 6 players on the bench. Jordi Alba playing on the left wing, and it's Inter Miami 2, Seattle Sounders 0. Jordi Alba with a goal on an assist from Lionel Messi. And then Alba with a beautiful cross near the 6-yard box for Lionel Messi, who slides with a left leg and pokes the ball past Stephen Frey into the goal. And those are your tallies here in the first half. Your halftime scoreline: Inter Miami 2, Seattle Sounders 0, and Mike Rizzo has the halftime show when we come back. This is Inter Miami football.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long-distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Hey, it's Theo Dorsey. My favorite time of year is here, football season. And if you're a fan of football, you need to be playing Prize Picks. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Will Saquon Barkley have more or less than 1 rushing touchdown? Will Joe Burrow throw more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns? If your picks are right, you can cash in. Prize Picks also puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. They offer deposits into your account all football season. We make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
PNC Bank salutes you, Soccer on the Radio listener. While others will just read about the match, you're laser focused on every detail. At PNC Bank, we get it. We're all in on helping you make smart money moves and score your financial goals. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts and Brilliantly Boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long-distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Messi leading the charge. 4 on 3. Sends it to the left of the area. Here's Jordi Alba. Goal! From just outside the 6-yard box. He was able to put it off of Frey with a left foot. It bounded into the upper right of goal. A beautiful start for Inter Miami. The assist for Messi. The goal for Jordi Alba. His 3rd in MLS play. And it's 1-0 Inter Miami in the 11th minute.
It's one-way traffic right now for our Inter Miami Herons. They are up 2-0 over those Seattle Sounders, who really outplayed them that first time they saw each other in the League's Cup final back on August 31st. So as of right now at halftime, our Herons getting their revenge 2-0 over the Seattle Sounders. Welcome on into your Inter Miami halftime show. I am your host, Mike Rizzo. We got highlights. We got a ton to talk about as Inter Miami has really dominated the game. 6 shots on target compared to Seattle's 2. 3 big chances compared to Seattle's 0. So there's a couple of stats for you as we get into the pregame show, but all the big chances, all the momentum with our Inter Miami Herons right now. Inter Miami winning the possession by a slight margin, 51% comparatively to 49, but that XG is all Inter Miami. A 1.75 XG compared to Seattle's 0.24. Not a lot of saves in the game for Oscar Ustari, but that's what happens when it's one-way traffic. And what I mean by one-way traffic, I mean, it really is just Inter Miami on the attack. Now, Seattle, they had 2 shots on target, none of them really that threatening, but I do have 4 shots. 2 of them went into the back of the net, and the other 2 were near goals. The one of the near goals was Ian Frey, and then another one was Lionel Messi off the post. I mean, Messi could have a brace and an assist at half if that one-off bar goes his way. But we'll be hearing highlights in just a second. The lineup that Coach Mascherano trotted out there with Jordi Alba at left wing. You know, the last time we saw Jordi Alba at left wing, it did not go well against Orlando City back on May the 18th. But Jordi Alba, in my opinion, has been the player of the first half. Both him and Lionel Messi have a goal and an assist here at halftime. The Barca boys getting it done at half. I think Sergio Busquets has offered a lot from the midfield as well. Rodrigo De Paul has been active at that right midfielder position as well. And really, I think Maxi Falcone has become a reliable center back for Coach Mascherano. Let's remember, Falcone, a player that Coach Mascherano brought in the offseason transfer market. I think both him and Talasco Segovia have been 2 of the better transfers that Coach Mascherano has brought in the offseason. But let's get into the highlights. Let's take a listen again to that goal by Jordi Alba, set up by the great one, Lionel Messi.
Messi leading the charge, 4 on 3, sends it to the left of the area. Here's Jordi Alba, goal from just outside the 6-yard box. He was able to put it off of Frey with a left foot. It bounded into the upper right of goal. A beautiful start for Inter Miami. The assist for Messi. The goal for Jordi Alba. His third in MLS play. And it's 1-0 Inter Miami in the 11th minute.
That's the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken Levico. We'll be sending it back to him here shortly for the second half. Once again, 2-0 on your halftime show in your Inter Miami radio network. That was our first highlight. That was Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba hooking up for an early 12th minute goal. I mentioned the statistics with the shots on target, shots on goal have really been all Inter Miami. They are battering the Seattle defense right now, and it continued with Ian Frey, a chance on a header, which certainly could have made things 2-0 even early on in the game.
Sends across, back post, and Ian Frey nearly planted it inside the far post. Frey had to make a diving stop to deliver the ball across the end line. Oh, Ian Frey got up, put it on target, and yeah, that was headed to the net. Frey had to punch it away with an open hand, left hand.
So the fist of fury, the goalkeeper Frey for Seattle had to knock it out. Ian Frey, the right back for Inter Miami Herons, getting in on the action as well. The barrage continued, and Lionel Messi would have caught the back of the net if it weren't for the damn post.
Long ball up ahead. Busquets found Messi. Messi left foot. Cuts it back. Messi put it off the post from the penalty spot. He tried to chip it past Frey. It went off the left post. He waited and waited and waited. A defender flew by him. And Messi could not convert. And he is sick. His hands on his head.
Well, Messi wouldn't be sick for long as this would happen in the 41st minute, but the roles were flipped. Jordi Alba had the assist, and it was the great one, Lionel Messi, with the goal.
Coming to the upper left, Alba plays through Messi! Oh! He scores! Sliding! Messi! Full extension with a toe poke past Frey! Used every inch of his body to direct it into goal! On a wonderful pass from Jordi Alba! They switch roles from the first goal. 2-0, Inter Miami. A technical masterpiece in the 40th minute.
So that was 4 of the shots on target that the Herons had in that first half. 2 of them found the back of the net. And as I said, same players, roles reversed. Jordi Alba on the goal on the first one in the 12th minute with the assist from Lionel Messi. And then later on in the 41st minute, Messi with the goal with the assist from Jordi Alba. So that Barca connect up top with Jordi Alba. Basically, let's call it what it is, playing out of position at left wing, but he is having a field day out there against that Seattle defense. Now, Seattle can go a couple of ways at halftime. Albert Runak, who missed the last couple of games for Seattle. Now, him and Danny M, the dangerous striker who's got 14 points on the season for Seattle. I think Runak and Danny M for Seattle could be coming on at halftime. They need goals. They need players who could set up and create. I think that would be my best guess on the Seattle side. Rusnak and Danny M. They were both available in that game against the LA Galaxy and got some tick. I could see them coming off the bench. And as far as Inter Miami, folks, Marcelo Weigand, Ryan Saylor, Santiago Morales, Daniel Pinter, and Matteo Silvetti. Those are the only players available off the bench for the Herons. I think a lot of the players for Inter Miami are going to go bell to bell. I can maybe see Chelo Weigand coming on at some point, but Santiago Morales maybe. But Pinter and Silvetti, not sure if we'll see the young attackers tonight, but maybe I'm dead wrong there. I think Mascherano is going to try to see who could go whistle to whistle, and I think he'll strategically plan out his substitutions. My best guess is that Weigand and Pinter will be the 2 subs for Inter Miami. I got to get it back to Ken Levica on the sidelines. He is almost ready for the second half. This is Inter Miami football on your Inter Miami radio network.
You lather, rinse, moisturize, and repeat. At this point, you're practically training for the Shower Olympics. But here's the twist. It's not your shampoo's fault. It's your water. Hard water leaves a mineral residue that clogs your pores and dries out your hair. Culligan water softeners remove damaging minerals, revitalizing brittle hair and dry skin. Upgrade your shower system today for only $79 a month. Visit Culligan.com for more information or just say,
Hey, Culligan man!
Hey, it's Theo Dorsey. My favorite time of year is here, football season. And if you're a fan of football, you need to be playing Prize Picks. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Will Saquon Barkley have more or less than 1 rushing touchdown? Will Joe Burrow throw more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns? If your picks are right, you can cash in. Prize Picks also puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account all football season. We make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
About ready for the second half here from Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. Inter Miami 2, Seattle Sounders 0. So glad you're joining us on this Tuesday night. I am Ken LaVicka. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG on-site engineer. And then Mike Rizzo back in the network studios in West Palm Beach. Inter Miami behind goals from Jordi Alba and Lionel Messi. And Inter Miami trying to exact revenge after their 3-0 loss in the League's Cup final. We do have a substitution, it appears, for Seattle Sounders. Into the match for Seattle, it is Jackson Reagan. Yamar Andrade, left center back, departs. So a halftime substitution for Seattle, and Brian Schmetzer. Jackson Reagan has an assist on the season, was a Defensive Player of the Year nominee last year. And we have another substitution as well. Albert Rusnak, who Mike Rizzo had suspected might enter the match, is indeed in at halftime, part of a halftime substitution. Seattle trying to make a run along the near left touchline, right to left in the attack, and unable to make a play on it is Georgie Manungu, who was active, who was dangerous in the first half. He is really athletic. He covers a lot of ground in a short amount of time, and he is built like a bull as well. Inter Miami deep in its own half, and Ian Frey chunks a ball out of play. Rodrigo DePaul went to ground. Inter Miami's looking for a foul. Meanwhile, Seattle with a quick throw-in, and Sergio Busquets with a steal. A ball lifted by Messi as Inter Miami tries to progress into the midfield. Allende plays it back to Yannick. Bryden Hill swiping into some real estate far side in the defensive midfield for Jordi Alba. Inter Miami left to right, second half. And Inter Miami in all pink on this Tuesday night. Black lettering, numbering, and trim. Seattle Sounders in their blue tops with the teal and white sleeves, white shorts, teal socks. An alternate kit for Seattle Sounders. I don't know how I feel about it. I do love the warm-up jackets they had with an orca surrounding a soccer ball on the left breast, Adidas logo on the other side. Those are pretty nifty. I got to give them credit. Sergio Busquets almost had Yannick Bright making a run in the defensive midfield, but a turnover. But Noah Allen was there to intercept a ball, and Inter Miami's going to play it out of the back with Maxi Falcone. Short range pass to Lionel Messi. Make that Jordi Alba. And now a good layoff, and here's Inter Miami pushing forward. Noah Allen had it tackled away on the far side across the touchline. And writhing on the ground in pain is Ki-hee Kim, the 26-year-old South Korean international. Let's see what happened here. We look at the replay, and I think that Noah Allen may have accidentally caught him with a spike. Yep, left hand. That hurts, and there's no purpose with that. But, yeah, that does not feel good. The other substitution, Albert Rusnak, we knew he was in. I was trying to get confirmation who came out, and it was Paul Rothrock, whose night is done. So Albert Rusnak, 24-year-old midfielder, 10 goals, 7 assists on the season. And don't forget, Seattle still on the bench has Danny Musovski and his 14 tallies in this 2025 campaign. As Ki-Hee Kim continues to get looked at, the physios come out. His ailing left hand took some sharp spikes to that extremity. 48.5 minutes on the second half clock. Inter Miami 2, Seattle Sounders 0. Almost blueprints, both goals for Inter Miami. Yannick Bright started both sequences with a steal in the attacking midfield. First goal, it was Lionel Messi charging forward, delivered a ball to the left box. Jordi Alba able to finish off the leg of Stefan Frey, who had sprawled feet first to try and make the save. And then it was Yannick Bright's steal, 40th minute. And Jordi Alba made a beeline for the upper left of the box, where he played through an absolutely sultry ball to Lionel Messi, full extension slide, and with a left foot he escorted the ball across the goal line, tucked it inside the far post, and passed a diving Stefan Frey. Stefan Frey, by the way, is making only his 4th appearance since suffering a brutal head injury back on July the 6th against Columbus. An injury so bad and so scary that both managers just decided in the late stages of that match to end it before full time had been played. Frey, though, has made a recovery. He got the start in the 2-2 Seattle draw against LA Galaxy over the weekend. A match where Seattle had a 2-0 advantage at halftime, and then LA Galaxy with 2 goals in the second stanza. Inter Miami, after Ki-Hee Kim got up, shook out his hand. Inter Miami in its right attacking midfield, a square ball. Noah Allen, far side and near side for Lujan, and now Inter Miami makes its way into the right attacking third. Here's Lionel Messi, skipping by 2 defenders, plays it to the middle. Yannick Bright with a blast from the penalty arc, and it goes off of a Seattle player and across the left end line. Yannick Bright was hunting for his 2nd goal of the year, and about the same spot he got his first one several weeks ago. And Inter Miami has a far side to near side corner coming. Brought to you by Lotta Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, represented injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. So here is DePaul with this right foot, swings it in, good pace, goal! Ian Frey with a header inside the 6-yard box off a set piece. DePaul picked him out. Frey was unmarked, point blank, right underneath the crossbar. Ian Frey makes it 3-0 Inter Miami. And what a moment to pick up his first goal of the season. 51st minute, it's all Inter Miami. Maxi Falcone was unmarked as well, and all the attention went to him at the last moment. Ian Frey snuck in from the backside and absolutely planted it. Ian Frey, who in the first half, off a cross from Jordi Alba, nearly headed in a goal. It was saved at the last moment by Stefan Frey. There was no denying him this time around. It is Inter Miami's first corner kick goal of 2025. Inter Miami 3, Seattle Sounders 0. Inter Miami delivering punishment here tonight, but they need to see it through. We still are only in the 52nd minute. Ian Frey, his first goal of 2025. Now Inter Miami searching for more. Near side along the touchline, right attacking third. Here is the goal scorer, Ian Frey. Now Rodrigo DePaul, good pass into the middle. Yannick Bright about 25 yards away. He'll curl the ball, an outswinger onto Jordi Alba. Alba 27 yards out. A ball finds Messi in the left box. Messi had it poked away. He's going to win it again, and he's going to win a corner just outside the left border of the box. Finesses a ball off of a Seattle Sounders defender, and Inter Miami has a corner brought to you by Leiter, Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Rodrigo to Paul, fresh off of his 4th assist of the year. Last time we saw Inter Miami deliver a corner, we'll handle it again. And the Argentine, who with Lionel Messi had international duty for the world champions a week ago, approaches the ball. Good pace on this one to the middle, and Allende nearly got a head on it, but it rolled off of his back heel on a play. Did Seattle touch it last? They did. Inter Miami's going to have a corner. It went off of a Seattle Sounder last, right end line, and that'll bring Lionel Messi to the other side. He'll do the duties on this corner. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger as we welcome you to the 54th minute. Inter Miami 3, Seattle Sounders 0. It is the 10th time in 13 home matches that Inter Miami has scored both halves. Messi approaches, left foot, headed to the back post, and he overshot everybody. Ian Frey gave him a thumbs up because that's what you do with Lionel Messi. Frey's going to say that he took a poor path to the ball, which he might have, but I'd always give Lionel Messi a thumbs up as well. I'm not telling the greatest player of all time, hey, I need a better ball from you. Here is Seattle trying to rush forward into the left attacking third. Here's a good ball and a near goal for Seattle. It was a wonderful cross from Manungu, but De Rosario absolutely biffed it at the border of the 6-yard box. He sent it wide left. I believe Manungu was onside. We're looking at the replay. Manungu, just a delicious ball, and it went off of the near left post. De Rosario, who was marked at the last moment by Falcone, who I think might have showed up in the peripheral vision of De Rosario, forced that off the same post where Messi put a shot off in the first half. Where was that lack of accuracy from De Rosario back on August 31st in Seattle, huh? So the frustration continues for Seattle, down 3-0. Nearing the 56th minute here at Chase Stadium. It was a late arriving crowd, but it certainly filled in here to the home of Inter Miami. Left attacking half, Seattle Sounders, an attempt to play it through to Obed Vargas was off the mark, but Seattle won it right back to Ferreira. Now Seattle on the right flank. It is played to Manungu, and it took a deflection off of Maxi Falcone. Manungu was trying to blast one towards goal, find a teammate. Inter Miami does across that right end line, far side, concede a corner. It'll be Albert Rusnak, the second half substitution, to deliver. Right-footed outswinger coming, but he's going to deliver it short. Outside the left side of the box, Kosa Rienzi. Kosa Rienzi to his right foot. A high delivery, and good job by Jordi Alba. Make that Ian Frey to pop it up in the air and keep it in play. That allows Yannick Bright to surge forward, and he's knocked down from behind, and it's a foul. That was impressive from Ian Frey, who has had himself a really good night. The foul against Ki-Hee Kim of Seattle. International teammate of Han Young-Son, who has come into LAFC and has made an immediate impact. The Tottenham Hotspur legend. A South Korea side that, by the way, had its way with the U.S. men's national team in a friendly a little over a week ago. Then Mauricio Pochettino's side got off the mat and beat Japan. Next time out to, at least for now, quell some worries about next year's World Cup. The men's national team has not been in great form. Inter Miami in its defensive midfield. High ball into the center circle. Headed by Nuhu, but then won by Ian Frey. Wants to play it up ahead to Messi. Messi trying to split two defenders, but Nuhu is going to get there first. Escort it back to his keeper, Frey. Frey finds Christian Rodin. Nice header into the middle of the defensive half for Seattle. Boy, Inter Miami, though, is really racing for the ball to Paul. Almost had a steal 20 yards away, but now Seattle comes forward, and that is a miserable, miserable pass by Seattle from the defensive half. And Inter Miami is going to easily win it back with Maxi Falcone. That was very poor from Kim. Long ball up ahead from the far touchline. About 40 yards away, Jordi Alba, a bit ambitious, looking for Lionel Messi, who's making a little bit of a half-hearted run right up the middle. Manungu trying to win a foot race with Ian Frey. Frey won it back from Manungu, who had gotten to within about 35 yards from goal. There was a collision. Both players hit the ground. The referee says it was a 50-50 ball. And that foot race between these two tonight, it has been a titanic battle between Ian Frey and Georgie Manungu. Inter Miami now is trying to take some chances with some creative-looking long balls. Jordi Alba again trying to finesse a ball from distance. Defensive half to attacking half for Allende. We're going to have two more substitutions here for the visitors from Seattle. Snyder Brunel is going to say goodnight to Christian Rodin. And entering the match for Seattle is Jordan Morris, the former U.S. men's national team man. And off comes Osaze de Rosario. So now 4 substitutions, and we are still shy of the hour mark here in Fort Lauderdale. 3-0 Inter Miami. Goals for Jordi Alba, Lionel Messi, and Ian Frey. Inter Miami, right attacking third, Yannick Bright. Far left touchline, now left of the box. Bright split two defenders. Well done by Yannick Bright. Lays it off Jordi Alba. Rolls it on to Sergio Busquets. And now Inter Miami will opt to go backwards with Jordi Alba. He's simply going to lift the ball back to Noah Allen. And now Maxi Falcone to the left of the midfield circle. And Inter Miami's left defensive half will play it on to his fellow center back, Gonzalo Lujan. Busquets trying to whip a ball onto Rodrigo de Paul in the attacking half, but Manungu able to win it. Manungu to the outside. He's about 30 yards away. Left far touchline. Got around Ian Frey. A supporting tackle from Sergio Busquets. And it'll be a free kick for Seattle. Busquets from behind, just a bit too aggressive as Manungu was trying to take on 2 and then 3 defenders. Seattle will have this free kick from about, let's call it 24 yards, but it is hugging the near left touchline. We'll get to station identification as soon as this sequence comes to an end. Rusnak, who has Manungu to his left, is going to handle the free kick. As we welcome you past the hour mark. 3-0 Inter Miami. Set piece, Seattle. Rusnak, right foot into the ball, right into the middle of the box, and it's headed away by Tadeo Allende of Inter Miami. And now Allende in the defensive half wanted to push a ball ahead to Messi, who was making a run in the defensive midfield, but it's intercepted by Seattle. Seattle back on the ball. In the middle channel, here comes Vargas. Out of the left flank, Seattle goes to work. Back to Manungu, left of the box. Manungu against Frey. Frey got a foot on it. Manungu still able to make a delivery into the area. Messi couldn't corral it, and Seattle will retrieve. 4 second half substitutions already for Seattle manager Brian Schmetzer. Last time we saw these two sides play, August 31st, it was all Seattle in a 3-0 Leagues Cup final victory, and then wild scenes after the final whistle, fights and punches and spitting. Just not a good advertisement for Inter Miami. Inter Miami has come to play tonight. Seattle in its midfield circle. Reagan will send it to the outside. Right to left with this Seattle attack in the attacking half. Long ball forward and unable to get a foot on it was Rusnak. The ball is going to roll to the lower left of the box where Oscar Ustari will play. Let's take 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is Inter Miami football.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Ken LaVicka back with you. Chase Stadium, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG onside engineer to my right, back in the network studios in West Palm Beach. It is Mike Rizzo. 3-0, Inter Miami on top. Goals from Jordi Alba, Lionel Messi, and Ian Frey. Here's Manungo for Seattle. Left of the box, trying to nutmeg Sergio Busquets. And he did, but the touch was very, very hard. And Inter Miami won it in his own box, but a giveaway from Yannick Bright. Here's a shot from outside the penalty arc and a diving save on a fluttering ball off the right foot of Obed Vargas from 24 yards. Easy save and a little bit of panache at the end of it from Oscar Ustari. And Inter Miami able to fight that off. You are listening to tonight's match on the Inter Miami Football Radio Network, ESPN 1063, flagship out of West Palm Beach, Deportes Radio FC app, the home radio option on Apple TV, MLS Season Pass, and worldwide on YouTube. Inter Miami in its defensive half, left side, left to right in the attack. Some good play from Noah Allen, circumnavigating around defenders, and now it is in the right attacking third. Allen into the middle channel, Messi. Messi was tracked down from behind, did not hear or feel Manungu, who picked his pocket. Messi, you could tell he was trying to find some space to line something up. He has a goal and an assist tonight, make it 31 goal contributions for a man who is almost assuredly going to win a second straight MLS MVP honor. And if he doesn't, it is a full-fledged nightmare injustice. Especially if he keeps on at this goal contribution pace in this home stretch of the MLS season. Seattle back to work into the left attacking half. Ferreira sprays the ball out wide, right side. Work back to Ferreira. He has it in the right flank. Now into the middle, charging towards the penalty D. Now upper right of the box, trying to find room is Brunel. He has to opt for outside the right border of the box. Ferreira, he sent a ball into the middle of the box. Instead of catching Ustari a punch, it falls to Manungu from the left side of the area. He tried to find Jordan Morris, and he sent the ball about 20 feet over his head and across the far right end line. Goal kick, Inter Miami, and the crowd cheers Georgie Manungu. We're going to have our first Inter Miami substitution. Marcelo Wegat says goodnight to Ian Frey. Ian Frey, absolutely sensational tonight for Inter Miami. He made a difference. He was extremely quick from his right back position. He had a tough assignment in Georgie Manungu, and he was able to hold his own against a physically superior player. And Ian Frey, who had a goal off a corner, almost had 2 goals tonight with his head. So Ian Frey, a well-deserved round of applause from this crowd in Fort Lauderdale. He gets a pat on the shoulders and a brief hug from Javier Mascherano. A foul against Seattle in the midfield. Inter Miami trying to move forward quickly. DePaul could not feed Lionel Messi. Ball was picked off by Reagan of Seattle, playing left center back, second half substitution, and Seattle wins it back and promptly gives it back to Inter Miami, who then promptly gives it back to Seattle in their right defensive half. 66 and a half minutes expired. We are well into the second half now. Inter Miami trying to win for only a second time in 6 MLS matches. It's looking good with a 3-0 lead. Nuhu for Seattle. A poor pass, defensive half to the left attacking half, picked off by Wegat. Inter Miami on the move once again. Busquets just to the defensive portion of the midfield line, and Inter Miami will be patient, take its time in its defensive portion. Now, Inter Miami has been shut out 2 times at home this season. Don't have to worry about that tonight. Inter Miami next up will be Saturday here at Chase Stadium against New England Revolution. New England making a coaching change just a couple of days ago. Here's Inter Miami, right attacking half. Right into the middle channel. Messi charging forward towards the penalty yard. Messi had it poked away from him as he was trying to get it onto his left foot. He had room, but then Brunel, a desperate maneuver with his right foot, just got enough to send it away from that yo-yo-esque footwork of Lionel Messi. Caleb Porter let go by New England Revolution. There were high hopes for Porter, who has accomplished a lot as a manager in Major League Soccer. At one time was a trendy option, according to reports, to lead the U.S. men's national team. He took over after Bruce Arena was let go. Oh, here's a ball through for Seattle. Into the middle, and Seattle scores. It's finished off by Obed Vargas. Inter Miami got a little bit flat-footed in the back. The ball was played behind, and Vargas with the tap-in from just outside the top border of the 6-yard box. And Inter Miami unable to collect a clean sheet. 68th minute, and Seattle Sounders have pulled to within one. It was Jordan Morris with the assist for Seattle. So Inter Miami, will they try and push forward to collect a fourth? Messi had it stolen away in the attacking half. I wonder if that will have Javier Mascherano waiting for or looking for more defensive substitutions. Though Inter Miami this year, when they try to park the bus and see it through, it doesn't necessarily work out for them. They're better as an aggressive attacking side. Seattle left attacking half. Here's Rusnak. Now to Jordan Morris. Morris middle channel, 30 yards out. Rusnak back to Morris, look out. Morris in the middle, and there to collect the ball was Yannick Bright. But then a bad giveaway by Rodrigo to Paul right onto Ferreira, but he ran into traffic in the penalty D. And then another giveaway as Messi swiped it to a Seattle player. The goal scorer, Vargas, in Seattle continues to have possession. This is ragged and a bit shaky from Inter Miami. Ferreira lofts the ball, wanted Jordan Morris left portion of the box. Gonzalo Lujan was there for Inter Miami. Now to Paul. Got about halfway up the defensive portion of the pitch, left side for Inter Miami. Inter Miami then works it to the far side. Noah Allen, short range pass, Jordi Alba across the midfield stripe, and Alba is going to left foot swipe it back to Yannick Bright. 7.5 minutes gone, 3-1 Inter Miami. It was a 2-0 halftime lead for the home side. Seattle Sounders just 2 minutes ago, able to get on the score line. Inter Miami, right defensive half to the right of the midfield circle. It is Rodrigo to Paul. We'll send it to the left of that circle for Falcone, and Inter Miami on the border of the right attacking third. Far side, Alba, now Allende, back to Jordi Alba. And he's simply going to swipe it back to Noah Allen, and the ball will defer to the defensive half. Inter Miami, 24 home points on the year. That's tied for 15th in Major League Soccer. Only 2 losses at home. That's tied for the 3rd fewest in the league. They have, for the most part, played dominant football here tonight. Weigott in his defensive half, working against Nuhu, and Nuhu easily took the ball away from him. And Seattle trying to get into the left attacking third, but Ferreira a little bit too cute on a back heel, and it's intercepted by Maxi Falcone outside the penalty arc. And Inter Miami will have a throw-in as Seattle concedes a throw-in far side in Inter Miami's defensive portion. Natural surface here at Chase Stadium. Inter Miami 3, Seattle Sounders 1. Jordi Alba in the 11th minute on a Messi assist. Lionel Messi in the 40th minute on an Alba assist. Ian Frey in the second half on a DePaul corner assist. And then moments ago, it was Obed Vargas on a Jordan Morris assist. 3-1, that's your score line. Inter Miami, right attacking half. Goes near side to middle. Sergio Busquets to the right of the midfield loop. Now Marcelo Wagon onto to Paul. He's doubled up. He's knocked to the ground. And the whistle's going to go against Paul, who went to ground and grabbed the ball. And the referee said, nope, we're giving it to Seattle. DePaul frustrated as Seattle tries to work out of the back. Yannick Bright was able to get in the way of a Jesus Ferreira touch, but Seattle able to maintain possession in the right defensive portion. Charging forward, look out. This is Obed Vargas. Now a ball to the outside right side. A floating ball to the left box, and that's easily handled by Gonzalo Lujan. Manungo was in the vicinity, but Lujan made that look easy. Lionel Messi, defensive side of the midfield circle, give it Busquets. He's going to pop a ball high in the air. And here's Noah Allen across the midfield stripe. 73.5 minutes gone. Inter Miami trying to see this through. Only 6 men on the bench tonight for Inter Miami, and Javier Mascherano has used one of his substitutions, taking Ian Frey off for Chelo Wagon. Lujan, about 20 yards deep in his defensive half. Good ball far side, Noah Allen. Allen tried to head a ball into the attacking half. Seattle got a touch on it, but Lionel Messi able to get on the end of it, and he will deliver a ball outside left channel, all the right back to Messi. Those two have done a lot of damage tonight against Seattle. Messi looks on, no particular hurry, has Yannick Bright on the left wing. Bright from 30 yards. Bright, some nice easy possession, and Bright will roll it back to Maxi Falcone in the midfield circle as this near-capacity crowd sings on here in Fort Lauderdale. A lot to chat about if you're an Inter Miami fan. DePaul is fouled as he tried to win a ball. A pass from Busquets about 35 yards away, and he's prattled into. And Inter Miami's going to take its time. That was Brunel called for the foul for Seattle. This is only all competitions, the third meeting all time between these sides. There was the Leagues Cup final on August 31st, and then 2022 Lumen Field. Inter Miami 1, Seattle Sounders 0. Robbie Robinson had the only goal in the 41st minute. This is the first trip ever that the illustrious Seattle Sounders franchise is made to South Florida. Marcelo Wagon for Inter Miami will roll the ball into the defensive half near side. Lujan will simply deliver it back to Oscar Ustari, yellow-clad Inter Miami goalkeeper, and he will launch a ball into the midfield circle. Allende was grabbed. No whistle, but Inter Miami comes back. Messi has it played to him in the box. Messi! Oh, he's denied from 8 yards out by a sprawling Frey. Oh, Messi got the ball airborne, but Frey was able to get a knee on it. Oh, Lionel Messi should have a hat trick tonight. That was a beautifully played through ball, and Messi just could not finish. He's done about everything else tonight. So it remains Inter Miami 3, Seattle Sounders 1. Past the 76-minute threshold, Inter Miami threatening again, right of the box, Wagon. Wagon's cross, it blasted off Nuhu, and then a foul against Wagon as he grabbed Nuhu's collar. Oh, Lionel Messi, you don't see him stoned by a keeper very often, and it happened in that instance. Left foot and a left-legged save by Frey. Yannick Bright's called for a foul as he thought he had a clean steal on Obed Vargas. And this is what we were discussing. Inter Miami is just better in these moments, trying to see leads through, being aggressive and continuing to attack, as opposed to trying to go full defensive fortress. Case in point, right now. Gonzalo Lujan trying to track down a ball left of the box. He was able to get there. Manungo with a touch first for Seattle, but it was heavy and across the left end line. Good work by Gonzalo Lujan to track the track star, Georgie Manungo. His heat map tonight is probably out of control. $77-23, $77-24, $77-25 on the second half clock. And Allende is called for a handball after Ustari's goal kick. And a yellow is shown to Jordi Alba as he launched a ball in frustration all the way back to Frey. And a time-wasting yellow is given to Jordi Alba. Meanwhile, Seattle has it in its defensive midfield. Ferreira in the midfield circle. Good job by Yannick Bright to punch it away, but it rolls to Seattle's Kosa Rienzi. 78th minute. And Seattle in the middle. Jordan Morris tripped up. It falls to the feet, though, of Brunel. After there was a brief dispossession, and Seattle still in its left attacking half in front of the midfield stripe. A ball is sent to Nuhu. Now Manungo. Manungo, left touchline. Got around Wagon, but coming over is Lujan, and he with a right foot launches one off Manungo. Well done by Lujan in support. And it's going to be an Inter Miami throw-in. Left defensive third, deep in the near corner. Wagon will handle the throw-in. Sends it short, and it is windmill kicked away by Rodrigo to Paul, but Seattle back in possession. Inter Miami right now content letting Seattle have possession. 3-1 Inter Miami. We are closing in on the 80th minute. Nuhu, attacking half, will meander back into the defensive half and sends the ball near side to the middle of the midfield circle. And going to retrieve is Jesus Ferreira. Ferreira wanted to try and play through Morris. Falcone couldn't make the tackle, but Noah Allen sprinting out of nowhere to collect for Inter Miami. Far left touchline, defensive half Inter Miami, left to right in the attack. And it'll be Jordi Alba slowly and calmly delivering a ball to Busquets. Busquets square ball, far side to near side. Perfectly delivered to Marcelo Wagon, who heads it down, controls it on one hop. Now Yannick Bright playing holding midfield right now. The ball is sent to the right attacking half, far side. Jordi Alba swipes it back to Noah Allen in the defensive half, and Inter Miami resets. We are into the 80th minute. A missile from the defensive half, Falcone. Rodrigo de Paul is bowled into by Brunel in the midfield circle. And it looks like we are seeing the debut of the 19-year-old Argentine, Matteo Silvetti from Newell's Old Boys. He makes his Inter Miami debut. A lot of promise with Matteo Silvetti, who takes Tadeo Allende off. Silvetti, it took him a while to get all the paperwork finished off to come into the United States. But Matteo Silvetti making his debut, his first appearance in a pink Inter Miami shirt. There's been a lot of discussion about Silvetti. At only 19, had started to develop real well at the famous Newell's Old Boys. Last year in September, had a brace in one of his first appearances with the senior side. 3-1 Inter Miami, 81-30. Here is Messi to the left of the penalty D. A shot was blocked away, and it flew high in the air where Frey is able to catch it into his chest, got airborne for it, right of his 6-yard box. So 2 substitutions for Inter Miami. Cello Wagon, Matteo Silvetti. Silvetti taking off Allende moments ago. Wagon replaced Ian Frey several minutes ago. Seattle trying to find a pulse here. Down 3-1. And Silvetti, his first action as an Inter Miami player is a yellow, as he got a little bit too physical on Snyder Brunel in the midfield and swiped his right ankle. So Matteo Silvetti, a nervous 19-year-old, you certainly understand, and he picks up Inter Miami's second yellow of the evening. It's only up from there. Good defensive play by Sergio Busquets of Inter Miami to take it off Brunel's feet. And now Rodrigo de Paul races into the attack in midfield. Sends it Jordi Alba up the left flank. Alba approaching the box. Alba, back heel Messi. Retrieves left flank. Sends it back into the middle to Paul. De Paul lays it off for Messi. And now close quarters passing for the men in pink along the far left touchline. And Inter Miami, good shape in the attack. That's well done. That's pretty. To open some real estate and continue to gobble up some clock here. 83:07, 83:08, 83:09. Inter Miami still has it right attacking half. And it's Jordi Alba who possesses. He'll chuck it with a right foot to Noah Allen just to the attacking side of the midfield stripe, far side. And now Silvetti, a brief touch, has it back. Punches a ball with great pace to Maxi Falcone, who had to get acrobatic to keep it from rolling in a no man's land in the Seattle attacking third. So Venny just needs to take a deep breath. Think about it, you're 19, you're Argentine, you have been influenced by Lionel Messi your whole life, and now you're on the same pitch as him as a professional. Can't imagine anybody else listening right now would handle it without a lot of butterflies. Take some time to get adjusted to. Inter Miami, right defensive half, has the ball with Lionel Messi. And he floats one near side to far side. Well done to Jordi Alba. Alba to Silvetti. Upper left of the box. Silvetti onto his right foot. Silvetti near the penalty arc. And he let it fly just wide. Upper right. How about that from Matteo Silvetti? With conviction. And he let it rip. All right. He's settled into the match, I think. It will be a goal kick for Seattle. Danny Musovski, 14 goals for Seattle, is into the match. Likely too late with 85 minutes left and Seattle chasing a 3-1 deficit. Miami, good hustle with Gonzalo Lujan to win a ball in the right attacking half. Rodrigo de Paul has a pass blocked away, and it'll be a near side throw-in for Inter Miami, and they immediately retreat in the defensive half. Now Busquets just inside the defensive portion, midfield stripe, as we get near 85.5 minutes in a 3-1 Inter Miami lead. To the far side with Noah Allen. Allen has been solid tonight for Inter Miami. He's done some dirty work defensively. He's featured in the attack. Good night for Noah Allen, whose form hasn't been great since injury at the Club World Cup. DePaul is knocked down as he tried to bully his way into the middle of the attacking half. A frustrated slap of the turf, left hand from DePaul, who's sick of getting beat up. And the referee comes in to calm any sort of post-foul infractions. Messi pops the ball, left area, Silvetti. Silvetti wanted to feed the middle, but nobody was making a run in support. Messi was coming late. Messi with a beautiful free kick, perfectly weighted to Silvetti. They are trying to force feed him right now. You gotta love that. That's the way to settle Silvetti into the match. And Inter Miami will hope that Silvetti, unlike Alan Abando, youngster, Baltasar Rodriguez, youngster, Inter Miami will hope Silvetti can stay healthy and assist them in the late stages of the season. Messi was trying to find DePaul on a middle run. Gonzalo Lujan, though, wins it back in the midfield circle. Silvetti, give and go with Messi. Messi, right box. DePaul almost made a cross to a diving Messi. Messi won the ball in the middle of the area, but then Seattle able to claim it. And a long ball up ahead. The chase is on. Ustari off his line, and he was able to make the play. That's good goalkeeping play in a risky position from Oscar Ustari as Rusnak was running full speed right at him. With Seattle trying to play it over the top. 87-17, 87-18, 87-19. Weygott to Defensive half, bad ball. Stolen by Seattle. Brunel gives it Manungo from the left flank to left of the box. Now in left box, and Ustari able to make a save. As Musovski made a run, got a touch on it on a Manungo feed. But Ustari sprawling to his left no doubt. And despite the fact he had to dive, that was a pretty elementary stop from Oscar Ustari. Musovski, who just entered into the match, a little bit dangerous here for Seattle Sounders, and Seattle will claim the possession. Left attacking half far side. Attempting to play through is Seattle. Wanted Jordan Morris. That was extinguished by Inter Miami, who races into the right attacking half with Silvetti. Silvetti, good ball into the middle to Paul. Let it roll by him to Messi in the midfield circle. Messi to Silvetti. Good touch outside the left box. Feeds Messi. Messi into the area. And he ran into two defenders. And the ball was knocked away. But boy, this 1-2 between Silvetti and Messi looks really, really potent right now. And Silvetti has great pace and outstanding touch here in his Inter Miami debut. He's 19 years old and his passing has been on the mark. An impressive start to the Inter Miami career from Matteo Silvetti. 89th minute. 1 minute left of the full 90. Whatever extra time we have. Inter Miami 3, Seattle 1. Seattle has the ball in their left attacking half, left of the box. Manungo, good tackle from Marcelo Wagon, who punches a ball left foot out of play, concedes a throw in, but Inter Miami will take that. We are now at 89.5 minutes. It's unfortunate Inter Miami conceded because most of the night they have deserved a clean sheet. Seattle, meanwhile, will continue, it appears, its road struggles. 19th in MLS in road points in the table, only 16, and they have a -8 away goal differential. Off the throw in, Seattle has to deliver a ball straight on, 30 yards out. Nuhu push the ball backwards in the middle channel to Kim. Back to Nuhu, left flank. Now Manungo along the left near touchline. Manungo step over. Manungo against Wigan. Manungo right foot. Sends the ball over everybody in the middle of the box. It rolls across the right end line. It's a goal kick for Inter Miami. We have 5 minutes of extra time. 5 minutes presented by your local South Florida Audi dealers. Test drive the Q5 today at your local South Florida Audi dealer or visit AudiOffers.com to learn more. Don't forget to join us this coming Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time in the States, South Florida. It'll be Inter Miami hosting New England Revolution. 7 o'clock pregame, I should say, with Mike Rizzo. 7:30 kickoff. I'll have it for you here at Chase Stadium. We are a minute in to 5 minutes of extra time. 3-1 Inter Miami. Brunel for Seattle skips his way into the attacking half, right to left in the attack for the Sounders. Seattle trying to find any sort of weakness in this Inter Miami defense. Here's Rusnak. Rusnak wanted to go to the middle for Musovski. That was knocked away momentarily by Rodrigo to Paul. Back at it, Seattle. Left of the penalty arc. Here's Jordan Morris. Morris collects left of the 6-yard box. Ustari tried to play it. He retreats. Manungo upper left. Now outside the penalty arc, and a weak shot off the right foot of Obed Vargas, the lone goal scorer tonight for Seattle Sounders. It dribbles on Oscar Ustari, who's going to lay on the ball for a little bit. 91-43, 91-44 of this 5 minutes of stoppage time. And Ustari rolled the ball to the upper right of his box and delivers it into the midfield. Seattle back in its attacking midfield. Charging forward, Obed Vargas, the Mexican international, tons of energy. A high ball, far side to left area. Now left touchline, deep in the Seattle attacking third. Manungo, who else? Manungo trying to get around to Paul. Manungo with a well-paced blast into the middle of the area. Morris in the vicinity. It goes off of Falcone and DePaul, and it'll be a corner as the ball sails across the right end line for Seattle. Rusnak, an out-swinging corner coming with a right foot. As we near 93 minutes. Rusnak sends it middle of the box, and a whistle, and they're going to redo the corner because there's an Inter Miami player. Sergio Busquets is clutching at his face, laying on his back in the middle of the box. So the referee will come over, Guido Gonzalez Jr., who hasn't been terribly busy tonight. By the way, real time, Inter Miami still 3 matches in hand, and Inter Miami, if they can see this through, this 2-goal advantage with under 2 minutes left to go, with 5 minutes of extra time, will move all the way into 5th in the Eastern Conference table. Started the night in 8th. So now Rusnak will try this corner again for Seattle. This is floated, middle of the box, extinguished well by Silvetti. Seattle able to corral the clearance, and now another cross, far side and near side. Manungo laid it off from the end line, and a strong left-footed shot by Kim. It sails well over Ustari's goal. Right idea for Manungo, who I think deserves better from all of the work and production he's had tonight, but he hasn't really had a ton of support. And that was a poor attempt from Ki-hee Kim, who had ample room to put it on target. Less than a minute remaining here in Fort Lauderdale. Inter Miami, for the most part, a convincing performance. Certainly deserved the 3 points and the revenge against Seattle. And they did it with piecemeal, short-handed Javier Mascherano lineup splendor. Mascherano did a great job tonight. Long ball for Seattle. Falcone calls off his teammates defensively. He'll head it back on to Oscar Ustari. And we've got about 20 seconds left, depending on the mood of Guido Gonzalez. Ustari's simply going to scoop the ball up in the box. Jordan Morris was harassing momentarily. A bowling-type roller from Ustari, and Inter Miami meanders towards the defensive midfield. Noah Allen going to play it back to Maxi Falcone. We have hit 5 minutes of extra time, and there's the final whistle. Inter Miami back in the win column. Inter Miami, a well-deserved 3 points. They deliver an overwhelming performance against Seattle Sounders, and Inter Miami moves into 5th in the Eastern Conference. Goals for Jordi Alba, Lionel Messi, and Ian Frey. Your final scoreline tonight from Fort Lauderdale: Inter Miami 3, Seattle Sounders 1. Now the question is, who is man of the match? And I've got the feeling it's going to be Lionel Messi, but you could certainly make the case for Jordi Alba. Alba and Messi both with a goal and an assist. Messi should have had a hat trick. He was stopped point blank in the second half. And now we have an intruder on the field, and security, after 4 different chances, finally tackle him as he was, I'm assuming, trying to get to Lionel Messi. But Messi, in the first half, put a shot from about 8 yards off the left post. He had beaten Frey, but it clanked off the woodwork. But Lionel Messi is going to be the man of the match. He has 31 goal contributions on the season, far and away the top mark in all of Major League Soccer. So Inter Miami wins for the second time in its last 6 MLS matches. A much-needed boost, a very brave performance for Inter Miami, and one of the subplots to pay attention to, the impressive debut, the late substitution of 19-year-old Argentine Matteo Silvetti, a former Newell's Old Boys young phenom. And Silvetti looked like he belonged after a nervy first couple of moments. Mike Rizzo has your post-game show back in the network studios in West Palm Beach. Want to thank Oscar Gonzalez, on-site engineer, the OG. For Oscar, I am Ken Levicka. Your final scoreline for a final time from Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Inter Miami 3, Seattle Sounders won. 3 points to the man in pink, now in 5th in the Eastern Conference in Major League Soccer. Mike Rizzo is next. Post-game show in the network studios. This is Inter Miami football on the Inter Miami Radio Network. Good night, everybody.
Download the ESPN South Florida app today and get the latest on local shows like Theoretically Speaking and Russo and Rizzo. Get some ESPN podcasts or get the high school sports updates in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. Curious about what Mike Rizzo had to say about Aaron Rodgers? It's on the app. Wasn't able to find the score of the West Boca High School football game? It's on the app. Want to catch the Inter Miami live broadcast? You guessed it. It's on the app. Go download the ESPN South Florida app today and get your fix on all things sports right here in Palm Beach County.
A bicycle kick is a risky move, and risky can be exciting for soccer, but not for your money. PNC Bank believes boring is better. It's the smart and steady way to manage your finances and save the excitement for all you want to do in life. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud to sponsor Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985 and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Putting the ball behind the keeper takes lots and lots and lots of tireless work that leads to something brilliant. It's the same with PNC Bank. They take a smart, practical approach with your money so you can score brilliant financial goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. Visit pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Marlins fans, the final showdown is here. Catch the Fish when they take on the Mets September 26th through 28th. Friday, enter the Upside Down and score an exclusive jersey on Stranger Things night. Saturday, party it up with Rawayana during the last Celsius postgame concert series of the season. Plus, grab your shot at 2026 World Baseball Classic tickets and a photo with the WBC trophy. Close out the season with us. Get your tickets today at marlins.com/tickets.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
Coming to the upper left elbow, plays through Messi! Oh! He scores! Sliding! Messi! Full extension with a toe poke past Frey! Used every inch of his body to direct it into goal! On a wonderful pass from Jordi Alba! They switch roles from the first goal. 2-0, Inter Miami. A technical masterpiece in the 40th minute.
Full time in Fort Lauderdale. Inter Miami back in the win column. 3-1. Our Herons beating the Sounders. Goals by Jordi Alba, Lionel Messi, and Ian Frey. Welcome on into your Inter Miami postgame show. I am your host, Mike Rizzo. It's time to go through those match game stats. Inter Miami winning possession 53% to 47. Inter Miami, our Herons usually dominant on the ball. They were tonight. They were also dominant on the expected goal category, the XG. 2.53 on the XG for Inter Miami. Seattle with a 1.22. 28 total shots in the game. 14 on each side. 14 for Inter Miami, 14 for Seattle. 8 shots are on target for our Herons. 6 shots on target for the Sounders. 5 big chances for Inter Miami. 2 big chances for the Sounders. And Inter Miami able to get in the back of the net on 2 of those big chances from Alba and Messi. The Barca boys were active tonight. Jordi Alba got the call at left wing tonight. Talasco Segovia is injured with an ankle. Fafa Pico got injured on international duty playing for Haiti. Very, very thin at the winger position. And even Baltasar Rodriguez, who could play the left wing, unavailable, injured. Jordi Alba stepped up in a big-time way, had a goal and an assist in the game, as well as Lionel Messi. Goal and assist for Messi, and a goal for Ian Frey. Final score, 3-1. When we come back, we'll go through all of the highlights. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network.
You lather, rinse, moisturize, and repeat. At this point, you're practically training for the Shower Olympics. But here's the twist. It's not your shampoo's fault. It's your water. Hard water leaves a mineral residue that clogs your pores and dries out your hair. Culligan water softeners remove damaging minerals, revitalizing brittle hair and dry skin. Upgrade your shower system today for only $79 a month. Visit Culligan.com for more information or just say,
Hey, Culligan man!
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
The season is kicking off. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS is trusted as the MVP, and it has been since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Kick off your game day comfort and don't sweat the small stuff.
Experience the power and prestige of the new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. Now available for lease at just $1529 a month for 36 months. With $89.95 due at signing, you'll be behind the wheel of true luxury and performance. But hurry, offers like this don't last forever. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and drive the future of sophistication. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Hey, it's Theo, and let's be real, moving sucks. Boxes, packing, all that stress, who's got time for it? That's why there's Safebound Moving and Storage. We handle everything. Whether you're moving local or long distance, we offer a headache-free experience, just the way moving should be. Get your free quote today at safeboundmoving.com, because every move should feel safe with Safebound.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Final score from Fort Lauderdale, 3-1. Inter Miami getting back in the win column, also getting some sweet, sweet revenge on the Seattle Sounders. Sounders beat our Herons back on August the 31st in the League Cup final. But Inter Miami, hopefully, getting the last laugh this season on Seattle, winning 3-1 at home. It's time to go through every scoring play and some of the highlights from the game on your Inter Miami postgame show. I am your host, Mike Rizzo, and let's send it to Jordi Alba in the back of the net, courtesy of Lionel Messi.
Messi leading the charge, 4 on 3, sends it to the left of the area. Here's Jordi Alba, goal! From just outside the 6-yard box. He was able to put it off of Frey with the left foot. It bounded into the upper right of goal. A beautiful start for Inter Miami. The assist for Messi. The goal for Jordi Alba. His third in MLS play. And it's 1-0 Inter Miami in the 11th minute.
So Messi with the assist, Alba with the goal. Well, let's flip that. That was the 12th minute, by the way. Messi with the assist, Alba with the goal. In the 41st minute, this is Lionel Messi with the goal and Jordi Alba with the assist.
Coming to the upper left, Alba plays through Messi. Oh, he scores! Sliding Messi, full extension with a toe poke past Frey. Used every inch of his body to direct it into goal. On a wonderful pass from Jordi Alba. They switch roles from the first goal. 2-0 Inter Miami. A technical masterpiece in the 40th minute.
Ian Frey would be up next 11 minutes later after the Barca hookup. Ian Frey finds the back of the net in the 52nd minute.
With this right foot, swings it in, good pace, goal! Ian Frey with a header inside the 6-yard box off a set piece. DePaul picked him out, Frey was unmarked, point blank, right underneath the crossbar. Ian Frey makes it 3-0 Inter Miami. And what a moment to pick up his first goal of the season. 51st minute, it's all Inter Miami.
Seattle would end up getting a goal back. They pulled one back in the 69th minute. That one came courtesy of Obed Vargas, the 20-year-old Mexican, able to get the back of the net for Seattle, but that was it. Final score 3-1, Inter Miami winners over Seattle. Marcelo Weigant came on into the game for Ian Frey in the 57th minute. And then Matteo Silvetti, the young player from Old Boys, the team in Argentina, same league where Lionel Messi came from, believe it or not. But Matteo Silvetti, the most recent signing for Inter Miami, getting onto the pitch in the 81st minute and having a pretty good run while he was on the pitch. But once again, final score 3-1. When we come back, we will look forward, see what's going on with Inter Miami, who plays on Saturday, who's next, and the couple of quick overviews on the game. You're listening to your Inter Miami postgame show.
Hey, it's Theo Dorsey. My favorite time of year is here, football season. And if you're a fan of football, you need to be playing Prize Picks. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Will Saquon Barkley have more or less than 1 rushing touchdown? Will Joe Burrow throw more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns? If your picks are right, you can cash in. Prize Picks also puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account all football season. We make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code BOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
PNC Bank salutes you, Soccer on the Radio listener. While others will just read about the match, you're laser focused on every detail. At PNC Bank, we get it. We're all in on helping you make smart money moves and score your financial goals. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts and Brilliantly Boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Final score out of Fort Lauderdale, 3-1. Our Inter Miami Herons big winners over the Seattle Sounders. Inter Miami getting back in the win column. Their last 3 games, Inter Miami did not fare well. Specifically, last two games in the MLS, a draw against DC United and a 3-0 loss to Charlotte. And then recently in the Leagues Cup action back on August 31st against these darn Sounders, they lost 3-0, but Inter Miami getting their revenge tonight. And our Herons, 3 points on the MLS table. Now, the next time I'm going to be talking to you guys is coming up on Saturday. I will be live with the pregame show coming up at 7 o'clock as Inter Miami, their vengeance tour continues because they got DC United in Fort Lauderdale. That's a 7:30 kickoff. I will be live with the pregame at 7, but the Vengeance Tour continues. Inter Miami drew DC United about 3 weeks ago. Actually, let's rewind back to August 23rd, where Inter Miami drew 1-1 in DC. So our Herons are still on that Vengeance Tour as DC United will be in Fort Lauderdale this Saturday. Once again, final score 3-1. Lionel Messi, Jordi Alba, Ian Frey, big goal scorers tonight. We will talk to you guys coming up at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Thank you to everybody who listened and streamed us. We really appreciate everybody on the radio side, on ESPN 106.3 on your radio dial. We appreciate you on all of our social platforms that we stream on, our YouTube, our X, our Facebook, wherever you heard Ken LaVicka on the call tonight. We appreciate it. We'll catch up with you on Saturday. Once again, I will be live with the pregame at 7. Final score 3-1. We'll talk to you then. See you later. Bye.
We now return to our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.